This is Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt, WLUN, Pinconning Bay City, Saginaw, Midland. Michigan sports aren't just a game, they're a way of life. And now we've got a show dedicated to die-hard sports fans like you. Hosted by a guy who's borderline obsessed with the wins and losses of all your favorite teams.
He's crazy.
Every weekday morning from 9 to noon, Ben Bosscher brings you the talk that matters. The teams, the stories, and the players you care about most. This is the Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair.
Remember that. Hello. Welcome into the show, everybody. You know what they say. Thursday's a new Friday. So we've made it. We've made it to the weekend. We thank you for letting us be a part of your morning here on this beautiful Thursday. Yes, we are live here on 100.9 The Mitts. We got a Pistons topic to get to. I want to go over whether or not a certain player is untouchable, what players are actually up for grabs. Kyle, we're like 2 weeks away from free agency opening up. We've got the draft coming up here shortly as well. The offseason in the NBA, it's just something that never really slows down. There's always buzz going on. Giannis could get traded today for all we know. This is going to be an exciting show. We've got an NFL redraft to do at the end of this hour. We'll continue it at the end of the 10 o'clock hour. We got a U.S. Open going on where it looks like there is a tornado that is going through the course. I say that somewhat sarcastically, but man, they're showing these flags over in New York right now. I don't know if they're ever going to start playing. It looks like they might, but crazy weather over in New York for the U.S. Open today. Let's start out with the Detroit Tigers, though. The Detroit Tigers end up losing back-to-back series when they couldn't get it done against the Astros in a day game yesterday. So on the road trip, it was supposed to be 6 games. They only played 5. They end up going 2-3 over that stretch. Oh, I'm sorry. No, they go 1-4 because they don't lose. They don't win any games against Cleveland, and they only took 1 of 3 against Houston. So just like that, all the momentum that they had built up after they started out June 7-2, that momentum is gone. And now I'm sitting here really starting to hone in on the fact that they are going to not just sell Tarek Skubal at this year's deadline, but it's going to be a full-on fire sale. Let's just get rid of all the expiring contracts. So Jeff Passan put out an article yesterday. The players most likely to get moved at this year's deadline. 100 different players. Do you want to take a wild stab at how many Tigers made the list, Kyle? You might already know the number.
I think it's like 6 or 7.
It's 9.
Oh.
9 different players made the top 100 for the most likely guys to get traded. Starting out with number 1, Tarek Skubal, who Jeff Passan lists as an 85% chance of being moved. They keep this up, and by the way, they've won 12 games at home this year, which is by far the worst record 12 games on the road this year, which is by far the worst record in the league. Luckily, they got a 10-game homestand coming up. Regardless, I think it's too much to overcome, Kyle, and by the time the deadline actually rolls around, I would say this is much higher than the 85% chance that Jeff Passan lists. I would say this is 93% chance that Skubal ends up getting moved. And I don't think he's the only Tiger that'll get moved at this year's deadline.
Yeah, I mean, the only reason why that Skubal number is at 85%, just because of the point we were at in the season, still a month and a half away from the deadline. So that's the only reason. If they don't trade him, they're dumb.
The next highest Tiger on this list is Gleyber Torres, who after he hit IL yesterday, I think I just kind of accepted. Yeah, this team is not making any sort of comeback. They don't have magic in a bottle this year. If I'm Gleyber Torres, you come back from the oblique injury that took a little bit longer than you expected to come back from, then within a week, within 2.5 weeks, within 2.5 weeks, you're back on IL with the exact same oblique injury. Yeah, what's the point of rushing back at all? What's the point of coming back even if you feel 100% healthy? You need to feel 120% healthy to come back and make sure you feels like you're not going to re-injure this oblique. But this is a guy who's been playing exceptionally well since the Tigers brought him back off of IL. He's hitting .341. He's got a couple home runs as well. Have you seen the Tigers' record with and without Gleyber Torres this season? Have you seen this number?
What is it?
So without Gleyber Torres, the Tigers are now 7-24. With him, they're 23-20. I didn't realize that Gleyber Torres made such a difference, but you think about it, when he's sitting at the top of the lineup and it's just a guy who gives you consistently professional at-bats, takes a lot of pitches, high on-base percentage, has shown a little bit of power since returning too, and you replace him with not-so-great players, and all of a sudden everybody gets moved up and the bottom of the lineup looks terrible again. Yeah, I can understand why he makes such a big impact. And I think other teams will recognize that, and if he can get himself healthy in the next 2 months with this oblique thing that it's not going away, I think there'd be a team that's actually willing to pay a pretty good price for Gleyber Torres with some of these second base stats as well. One of the best defensive guys that we have in the league. Passan has him as an 80% chance of being moved. I like Gleyber. I don't want to move off of him, but there's no point in keeping an expiring contract around if they are who they are right now by the time the deadline rolls around in August.
Yeah, the on-off record stuff with Gleyber Torres makes a lot of sense because he's one of the few Tigers offensive players that play every day when healthy, obviously. And so when you're taking out a guy that is consistently playing every day, and then he's being replaced with Zach Short, Hao-Yu Lee, Zach McKinstry, all these guys that are going to hit the bottom of the order and go 0 for 4 every day, like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. You're just taking out a major part of the stability-wise of the roster. But, yeah, I think there's going to be plenty of teams that are interested in Gleyber Torres. Like, I think that it makes sense as high as he is on this list. Second baseman, there just isn't a ton of, like, solid ones walking around, especially in the American League. And so, depending on, of course, where the Tigers want to move him to, if he can get healthy, yeah, I think Gleyber Torres is a pretty good trade piece at the deadline.
The third person listed on Passan's list is Casey Mize, who's sitting at number 16, 2 spots ahead, behind Gleyber Torres, with a 60% chance of being traded. This is one that I know the smart thing to do is to move off of him and try to sign him back, but Casey Mize has been so dang good for the Tigers this year when he is healthy. I know he got touched up a little bit against Houston, but he's been so good where it's like, I want to just keep him in the building and then try to work on the contract extension, the new contract by the time the season ends. And I know there's going to be, some crazy CBA stuff with what happens, potential lockout, all that. I don't know if I want to just ship Casey Mize away with the cross your fingers hope that he comes back. This is the one that I would actually hold on to Gleyber Torres, or hold on to Casey Mize with the hopes of we're keeping him around, we're doing you a favor, and we're going to be the ones to pay you. Because with all the injury stuff with him, I do feel like some team will be able to get him at, I don't know about a discount, but cheaper than his raw stats would suggest.
I mean, the thing with Casey Mize is, one, there just has not been a history of staying healthy. And we currently are going through that right now with his second stint on the injured list he just came off of, right? So maybe he's already kind of had his stint of going through this unhealthiness so far this season. And if he can stay healthy the rest of the way, then maybe it is valuable to hang on to him. But to me, I think there's just too much evidence with Casey Mize of not putting it together for a full season to, like, that's worth not trading him while his value seems pretty good, right? He's having a pretty good season so far. For a time, he was the Tigers' best pitcher while Tarek Skubal was injured. And I think that you have to capitalize on that. If you just let him sit around on this team and then he hits free agency and, maybe we bring him back, maybe we don't. We don't really know how much he's worth. Casey Mize is 29 years old. Like, it's not like he's this young asset by any means. He's in the middle of his career right now. And the main part is just the fact that there has not been a full season of like, wow, Casey Mize is a pretty good pitcher. Whereas right now, he's in that part where you're saying, yeah, he's a pretty good pitcher. I would trade that now. I would get off of that now while you can. And if you do want to attempt to bring him back in the offseason, then that's different. I think you can go ahead and do that. But worry about that then, because this team is too bad right now to be worrying about hanging on to guys for basically no reason.
Other guys that make the list, Kenley Jansen, Drew Anderson, Justin Verlander, Jack Flaherty, Zach McKinstry, and Jake Rogers, who's listed at 99. I don't think they end up trading all 9 of these guys, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was 3 or more. I think that's where the line would be. Over under 3.5 guys that end up getting moved. 3.5 deals to try to bring in as many prospects as you can. And hopefully not restart the rebuild, but kickstart a new era of Detroit Tigers baseball that could end up excelling them forward rather than holding them back. Guys like Glaber could help do that. Obviously, Skubal, Mize could. I would make the case to hold on to him. If you can trade a guy like Kenley Jansen, Justin Verlander, Drew Anderson, Jack Flaherty, and get any sort of value for those guys, I think I'm just down for it at this point. I don't believe in this team to bounce back in any way, especially with Glaber hitting the IL again. I have no reason to believe that they're going to continue to have sustained success like they did the first half of June with no Glaber Torres. Their pitching starting to get banged up again with no Flaherty. I'm at an all-time low, not in terms of the feeling about this team because May was so bad, but I'm at an all-time low in thinking that this team has any sort of chance of bouncing back and capturing lightning in a bottle the way that they did to open up June, the way that they did to close 2024, the way that they did in the first half of 2025. That just seems very unlikely at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I'm totally with you.
989-837-6125. How much of a fire sale should the Tigers be having at this year's deadline? Is it one player? Is it two? Is it everybody? Do you want everybody gone? This is the Ben Bosscher Show live here on 100.9 The Mitt. The show, as always, is brought to you by Bresky Siding and Building Repair. Protect your home with Bresky Siding and Building Repair. The experts who do the job right the first time. Whether you have a leaky roof, storm damage, siding looking tired, Bresky has you covered. Locally owned, trusted, and dedicated to keeping Midland area homes safe and looking sharp. Quality materials, skilled craftsmanship, and service that puts your family first. Don't wait for the next storm. Call Bresky Siding and Building Repair today and keep your home strong for years to come. The 9 o'clock hour is brought to you by Iron Stack Technology. We talk about the game plan all the time on this show, the execution of it. That's how Iron Stack approaches IT. They help businesses stay secure, efficient, and ready for what's next, so you can focus on your mission instead of your technology. Iron Stack Technology, solution-driven, mission-focused. You can check them out online at ironstacktechnology.com.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair. Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
Should this be a full fire sale for the Detroit Tigers at this year's deadline? I think yes. I think it's time to just basically, hey, anybody on an expiring contract, you are on the block. Come and get them. Whether it's Flaherty, whether it's Kenley Jansen, if Verlander for some reason builds up any sort of value from now until the trade deadline, Skubal included as well, of course. I think it's just time to sell basically everyone. I lack any sort of confidence that this team can grind it out, try to get themselves back into playoff contention, even though that wild card number games back is not all that daunting. There's just too many teams to pass them. I just don't think this team is very good the way that they're playing. You got to play the White Sox this weekend. I say all of this, and then on Monday, guess what's going to happen? They're going to somehow win this series and try to trick us all that they're back. Isn't that just what this team's going to do to us?
I mean, no, it's reached the point that I don't really care anymore.
That's where I'm at.
As far as their chances of getting back into this thing, they are still only 9 games out of a wild card. So, like, the American League continues to be bad with the Tigers. So you have that sense of hope or anything. But, yeah, this should be an absolute Minnesota Twins style sale at the deadline. It should be.
I mean, we clowned them last year for how far they took their sales.
Obviously, it won't be as far as that because the Tigers actually have like some good pieces that they can build off of going forward. Can't really make fun of the Twins because they're better than the Tigers this season. But
correct.
This prospect pool that the Tigers has needs a full reset. We've talked about this. Oh, the Tigers have a top 5 farm system in baseball. They have these top prospects in baseball, this and that. That is coming to an end so soon.
I think it already has. As soon as Kevin McGonigal graduated from that status, it's like, yeah, they kind of lost.
And you can still cling on to Max Clark, of course. Which, the second that Max Clark comes up, all of a sudden you only have 2 top 100 prospects, and he's number 43 and number 64. That's it.
Yeah.
The second that Max Clark gets called up, which we still probably do expect to be at some point this season, most likely post trade deadline, I would think, if you're going to trade away some players.
You seen his numbers?
But
this year, it's not great.
Sure.
Good start, like scorching hot start in AAA, and it's just been like super mediocre since.
You have to use this trade deadline with the options that you have, with the names that you listed off, like some truly valuable pieces to other teams at the deadline to reset yourself for the future. Because the future of the Tigers team right now, as fun as maybe we thought it was going to be coming into the season, it is scary. Like, it truly, it's not just about this season. It's going forward. Like, there is not a lot to cling on to outside of Kevin McGonigal to be like, man, this squad is awesome. Think about the starting rotation that we just named off. Like, half of those guys could be off the team next year. It could be Framber Valdez with Jackson Jobe, Reese Olson, Troy Melton. It's a funner core.
It's a cross your fingers core is what it is.
Yeah, exactly. Is that like an elite pitching group? No. Okay, then you look at the offense, and it's like,
there's 3 guys.
You got McGonigal, Riley Green, and Dylan Dingler.
And that's quite literally
Keith is paid, but is he ever going to play? Maybe once Gleyber Torres is off the team, then he'll play full-time. Who knows? And the other thing about this Tigers situation is why I think this should be an absolute full sale. The Tigers have 48 guys on their 40-man roster right now. Now, obviously, that has a ton to do with the amount of players they have on the injured list. But you have that amount of players on your 40-man roster with Max Anderson, Max Clark, Jose Briseño likely all to be added to that within the next calendar year. And then on top of it, any of the guys that you're going to lose to the Rule 5 draft, which I believe Anderson is one of them, so that will happen this upcoming season, to add to the 40-man roster. So you just have a surplus of guys that just don't belong on the team. Like, not only does this have to be a fire sale of the names that you all mentioned off that Jeff Passan has in the article, get rid of all of these randoms in the bullpen as well. Like, this needs to be an absolute full flooding reset. Use the draft that's coming up in less than a month, paired with the trade deadline, to reset this prospect pool, because it's one thing that we thought it was you could rely on for the Tigers. You cannot anymore. This is not a fun-looking future for Detroit.
Tom says have to trade Skubal, Mize, and Torres, all of which will be free agents at the end of this season.
100%. And you say you don't want to trade Mize, but yet you want them to do a fire sale?
Mize is the only one that I'd like.
What's the reason?
I would have a very long meeting about whether or not it's the right thing to do. And if someone's willing to overpay for him, then sure. depending on the package, yeah, you got to move him. But Mize, to me, if that's someone that you can hold on to going forward, and you kind of work out something for, hey man, like we're going to extend you. It's going to happen this offseason. We're not trading you away. We want you to be here in the long term. Like then no, I don't want him to move on. I don't want them to move off of him because, like you said, there's a lot of question marks with the starting rotation going forward. If you can guarantee under the table, like a wink, we're going to bring back Casey Mize at a price that the team is very comfortable with, then yeah, I would keep him around, knowing that going into next year, you have Casey Mize, Framber Valdez, Troy Melton, Jackson Jobe, and Reese Olson. You kind of go into next year with your 5 guys and don't have to go search for one, even though you can go acquire some prospects right here now at the deadline. Is that fair?
I mean, it's fair. I think with the situation the Tigers are in, like not capitalizing on any player that has value would just be a foolish move. Like, I understand, like, yeah, maybe you want to have Mize a part of this core going forward. It's not like he has great career numbers. Like, he's having a good...
The last 2 years, he's been pretty damn good.
He had a really hard fall off at the end of the year last year.
You're right, and he bounced back pretty well this year. He's having a
better year of his career this year, but he's started in 10 games. Like, it's like Casey Mize has played this full half season so far. Like, he's pitched in 10 games. And the strikeout stuff that we thought was like huge, like what a plus for Casey Mize this year, it started to go down. Like the K/9 numbers have really like fell off since the injuries hit him this year. So
look, I'm not going to sit here and pound my fist that they have to keep Casey Mize. That's not really what I'm doing. I'm just saying, like, this is one where I think we should think twice about just, hey, we're trading everybody, but let's have a further conversation about if we want to keep Mize around long term. If there's not like a deal where you can, if you can't go into this offseason confidently that you're going to bring him back, then yeah, move on. But if there's some sort of wink going on of, yeah, like he wants to be here, we want him to be here, it's just working out the kinks of the contract, yeah, then I would pause on trading him. That's all. That's the one where we'll see what happens.
Sure.
Andrew says, keep McGonigal, Keith, Green, all the young pitchers. Everyone else should at least be available. This season is likely a bust, so they need to take advantage of the trade deadline. And in addition to stockpiling prospects, maybe add a bat or arm at the end of this season and for the next year. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this front office, Scott Harris, if he's going to be like saving his job or whatever at this deadline, whatever it is, they have to swallow their pride. They have to realize that what was supposed to be an all-in season this year has desperately failed, and you cannot waste this opportunity. Like, the haul that you should get for Tarek Skubal in itself should be enough to revamp your prospect situation and give you a sign of light going forward. And then on top of it, Gleyber Torres is an extremely valuable asset. Casey Mize is as well. A team will pay for Kenley Jansen. Like, a team will go to get him, no matter how bad of a season he's having. He's a hard-throwing right-hander that has a history in this league. Like, teams are always wanting to go get those guys.
If you wanted to do this half-glass full, the Tigers are in a situation where, like, you look up and down the roster, and there's quite a few players of value, as we're talking about right now, whether it's Jansen, Gleyber Torres, Casey Mize, Tarek Skubal, obviously, the head of the snake. They are in a situation where, like, we could have one of the best prospect hauls ever with what we could do at this year's trade deadline.
That's what I'm saying.
If we executed it at in an exceptional way. There is an opportunity, and I know I've used this word a handful of times over the past couple of weeks, to accelerate or kickstart or put this team into, like, just jump them forward in terms of who they are, what their identity is, if they can go acquire a massive haul for not just Tarek Skubal, but in general at this year's deadline, and all of a sudden revamp their entire 40-man roster and what the future of this team looks like. That also requires identifying the right players to acquire for all of these win-now type of players that the Tigers are going to be moving away. Like, they're in a unique circumstance in that they're sellers, but also have kind of a weird amount of high-end of value guys now that other teams will value at the deadline. It almost makes you wonder, like, how they are as bad as they are,
Yeah, I mean, I think we still wonder that. And I think you get a little bit of that reminder this week with all of the bizarre stuff that has happened with this team. The injury bug has just cursed this team this year. It's not the number one reason why they're bad, but it certainly is a major factor. So
yeah, the guy hit himself with a stretch band. Ended up not being on the lineup.
What are we doing?
Yesterday.
Yeah, all that stuff. Like, they just clearly can't. They get Skubal and Mize back, boom, it results in 3 other guys getting injured. Like, they're just never going to have the injury luck this season. And so they have to look themselves in the mirror and realize the situation and, like you said, the opportunity that they have to fix the future within the next month.
Peter says, I would keep McGonigal, Keith, Dingler, Mize. Everyone else is bye-bye. Didn't list Riley Green. I think that'd be 10 out of 10 shocking if they traded Riley Green.
You know what I really want them to do?
Hopefully not trade Riley Green.
In whatever Scooble trade you're doing, just toss Torkelson in it. I'm being so serious.
So you don't have to deal with.
I'm being
you don't
so
have to deal with
serious.
the tug of rope.
It's
war anymore.
The same way that like when the huge Juan Soto trade happened with the Padres and the Nationals were like, yeah, we'll just toss Josh Bell in there. We'll toss our first baseman in there who's on an expiring deal. Torkelson's not an expiring, but like I think that I don't know who the first baseman would be for the Tigers.
Cole Keith.
Use this as a way to just end this whole situation.
And the suffering of this is the worst player in all of baseball.
Just
here's 2 home runs for you.
Have him in the trade.
Yeah. You don't think I'm with you on the Torkelson thing, by the way. I'd be like I said, 10 out of 10 shocked if Riley Green ended up getting moved.
Oh yeah, no, it's not. I mean, yes, that would never happen. Why would they ever trade him right now?
Okay, good. I'm glad we're on the same page.
Yeah,
because
it literally makes
there
no
is a
sense.
weird amount of fans that are just like, I hate Riley Green no matter what. It's just like, really? Because he did all the things that you asked him to do this offseason, and it's translated pretty well to this year. It's like, yeah, don't care. Not an alpha. It's like, all right. Guess there's not really convincing those people. 989-837-6125. Hey, A&W's got a message for you. Join them Friday, June 20th. That's in a couple days. From 5 to 8 p.m. at the Midland A&W for a special car and bike night benefiting Barb Smith's Suicide Resource and Response Network. Enjoy a live DJ and buy one, get one for $1. Coney special, raffle, silent auctions, and check out some amazing cars and bikes that will compete for a chance to win a free A&W floats for an entire year. We got to tell John about this. He'd be all over it. All event proceeds and A&W month-long roundup campaign will support this important local organization. So come out for a great night and a great cause at A&W this Friday.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair.
Oh, yeah.
by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
All right, Kyle. It's your time to shine. Take it away with the news. What's going on?
The Mitts Morning Catch.
All right, U.S. Open is getting kicked off, teed off, you could say. This morning, they had a little bit of a delay at Shinnecock Hills over in Long Island, but they're finally going now. Looks like the first couple groups have teed off. We're about 3 holes in. Scotty Scheffler's tee time was supposed to be later today, but all these are messed up right now, so I guess there's no point even saying them. It's supposed to be 10:14 tee time. Rory McIlroy is supposed to be at 9:52, so we'll see. They're going to kind of straggle along, probably about a half hour to an hour delay on all of those tee times today. But Scotty Scheffler, of course, is trying to complete the Grand Slam. This is his first opportunity to do so after he won the British Open last year. So if he wins this, he would have all 4 events under the age of 30. He'd be the 4th guy to do it.
Who are the other ones? Tiger,
Nicklaus, Gary Player, I believe, are the other 3 to do it under the age of 30. Actually, no. He technically would not do this under the age of 30 because Scotty Scheffler's birthday is on Sunday.
No.
Yes.
Oh, my God, he's going to win it.
His birthday is on Sunday, so he would win the U.S. Open and complete the Grand Slam on his 30th birthday.
Is it too late to bet on him? I mean, come on.
You obviously can still bet on him. You could it's just a live bet.
That's an incredible storyline to finish out the week.
Yeah, I did kind of go all in on Scotty this time. He's had, I don't want to say a rough year. He's just had a quiet year. He got off to a good start on tour very early and then he hasn't really made any noise at a major yet this year as far as like a real shot at winning.
Right.
So he is the heavy favorite, of course, as always, but plus 600, which is a lot higher than typical Scotty odds usually are. So excited to follow him and everyone else throughout this week.
A lot of rain on the course this morning. Looks kind of like Ireland, the way that they're playing right now. Just because of the weather. Soft, damp, little mist.
Yeah, what are you
Some clouds.
implying?
I'm just saying some of the Ireland guys might be able to do
like
well
Rory.
today. Like Rory. That's right. Like Shane Lowry.
Interesting. Yeah, Rory McIlroy is teeing off with Tommy Fleetwood, so that'll be fun to see a couple European guys going off together later today. Fleetwood is the 5th favorite or 4th favorite to win. Actually, Rory is your 2nd favorite with Jon Rahm squeezed in between them. Okay, other stuff going on in the news. Let's take a look at the community calendar presented by Bresky Siding and Building Repair. I already told you I was going to be doing this all week. Today's the last day we'll be doing it because today is the last day of the first half in the Midwest League for your Great Lakes Loons. Here's the sitch. They lost last night. Dayton did not play yesterday, so it's a pair of doubleheaders going into today. Great Lakes versus Lake County, and then Dayton Peoria. Each team plays, or each game, whatever you want to call it, it's a doubleheader on both sides. The Loons got to win both. The Loons have to go 2-0 today against Lake County, plus they need Dayton to lose 1 against Peoria. They don't got to lose both. They just got to lose 1. Loons have to win.
We got
both.
Playoff baseball today is what you're saying here at Dow Diamond.
It's playoff baseball. The rain is gone, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a horrific week of rain. Last night, did you do any of that crazy thunderstorm last night, Ben? It was.
I sleep through all that every. It's sitting to me.
Started at like 10:30, 10:45, and it was scary for a minute. But it's gone. It's Thursday here. Doubleheader, 5:30 pitch. We need all to get Diamond because this is playoff baseball in the middle of June. You don't get that very often.
Come support. Come enjoy half of you. Miller Lum Yingling for our Thirsty Thursdays. Be a night at the ballpark. I believe it's also.
It's Margarita.
Margarita.
Yes, it is. There we go. Wear your Hawaii shirt or something.
I'm listening to some Jimmy Buff.
Yeah, John will be having a sad stuff. Okay, we'll also look at the Covenant Healthcare, orthopedics, and sports medicine in sports. We mentioned it in the last segment, but just to throw it in here with all the Tigers injuries that we've had on. Wenzel Perez under evaluation after actually being struck in the face by a pale medic and in the training room after Tuesday's game. What?
I mean, yeah.
So he clearly doing some sort of stretch where it was stretching in front of his face, and it just snapped back and drilled him in the eye, probably.
Look, man, when I read that headline, that's when I determined, yeah, we're just cursed. We're not doing anything this year. We got guys getting hurt by polymetric as soon as they got healthy. Second, a player away from being fully healthy. Bam, Flaherty to IL. Bam, Gleyber Torres back. Bam, Linsel Perez gets hit in the face with his own stretch band. They're cursed. I don't know what to tell you. They're having the season from hell, and that doesn't seem to be stopping.
Yeah, unbelievable. I have no idea what's next, but clearly something probably is coming next because this is really bad. No Tigers in action today. They do have the day off. It's their lone day off for quite some time. They will go on a pretty long stretch here without a day off. Their next one will come. I had this pulled up because they go Chicago, then Yankees, both at home. So that's nice that they have this home stretch here because they're terrible on the road. Then they play Houston at home as well. So it's 3 straight home series with no breaks in between. Then they go to New York to play the Yankees. No break there. Then they play the Rangers. No break there. In Texas, then they have a break. So July the 6th, Monday, is their next day off, which is quite some time from now. So at least they had these home games ahead. Of course, Tarek Skubal's going to be pitching on a Friday night. Friday night Skubal was like the thing last year. So it's fun to see that again.
Are they on Apple TV today?
Well, they don't play today, but tomorrow.
Tomorrow, I meant.
They are not. At least it doesn't say so here on this, so that's nice. Justin Verlander pitching for the Tigers on Sunday as well, making his Comerica Park debut and return here in 2026. We're excited for that. Also, when they play the Yankees next week on Wednesday, Tarek Skubal v. Cam Schlittler.
Oh.
And it's on Prime Video.
Oh.
Prime Video.
Night game?
Yes, 6:40 on Wednesday.
That's awesome. That's one of the best pitching matchups that can possibly exist across baseball.
All right, that's pretty fun.
Hopefully you're going to that game if you don't have any plans.
Let's do a World Cup update, and then we will close the news and save the rest for later. England has a statement win over Croatia yesterday, and then on the flip side of things, a lot of criticism coming to Cristiano Ronaldo throughout yesterday and today because they they had a draw yesterday. It's been a tough start for Portugal every year. It feels like they're heavily criticized in the World Cup. They split with Congo yesterday. So today, your matchups look like Czechia versus South Africa at noon, Switzerland versus Bosnia at 3, Canada, Qatar at 6, and Mexico versus South Korea, a couple 1-0 teams, the late game tonight at 9. America back in action tomorrow, the United States, that is, at 3 against Australia.
Sounds great. All right. Thank you, Kyle, for reading us the news. I want to do an NFL redraft because I saw that going around when we come back. Hey, all right, quick shout out to our friends over at Eastman Party Store, your one-stop shop for everything you need before this weekend hits. Whether you're grabbing cold drinks, snacks for the game, or realizing last minute that you do need ice, Eastman Party Store has you covered. Heading to a tailgate, house party, or just chilling on the couch. Make it easy on yourself. Swing by Eastman Party Store. Get in, get out, and get on with your night. Eastman Party Store, quick stop, great selection, and always clutch when you need them most.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The... Built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
I've seen this topic going around. A couple other people have done it. I wanted to give it a stab. Kyle, NFL redraft. Start from scratch. I used to do this in Madden every single year. I was the Lions. I said, this team's not good enough. Let's just restart the NFL. Randomize who gets the number one pick. Draft your entire squad. That was the only path to win a Super Bowl when I was playing Madden as a young child. I wanted to give it a stab. So let's go back and forth with just the picks. I guess it doesn't really matter the team that you're drafting, but let's just go who the number one, number two, number three, blah, 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 blah. See how many quarterbacks go, and then we'll continue doing this a little bit later on in the show, so we'll keep track here.
All right. I want you to go first, but before you go first, worth prefacing here, because I used to do this in Madden as well. How long does the quarterback run go? That's the one thing I've always thought about in this scenario, because obviously the quarterback position is the most important position. And you can make the argument like a guy like Myles Garrett, of course, is a better player than a Baker Mayfield or Jared Goff or like that tier of quarterback. But you can't afford to get left behind without a quarterback in a redraft, you know? So that's what makes this so tough.
Well, let's see how it plays out.
Do you get what I'm saying, though?
Yeah, of course I get what you're saying. This is always the tricky thing. When I was doing this in Madden,
QBs make it so weird.
There was no exceptions. It was quarterback in the first round no matter what. So let's do it. I will start us off. Mahomes is 31, right? Or is he 30? Yeah, no, he's 30 years old, but he'll turn 31 in September. I think there's 3 guys that are up for grabs with this spot. Maybe 4. I'm going to go with Drake May, number 1. Drake May, number 1 pick.
Drake and May?
Drake and May.
What?
He's 23.
He's 23, dude.
That has to matter. He has
point.
an 8-year advantage on Patrick Mahomes. He just was runner-up in MVP and brought his team to a Super Bowl. Yeah, he was bad in the Super Bowl. I understand that. But he's also 23 years old and has shown every sign that he's a franchise quarterback. Not a lot of guys do it at that age.
Is there like a website that can tell me all the quarterbacks' ages on one screen? God, why is this so difficult nowadays? I just want to see how old all the QBs are. I don't want to have to search up each guy individually. Whatever.
Drake May will be my first pick.
Okay, Drake May is his first pick. Okay, I feel like I have a pretty obvious second pick here, or at least between the two guys, because how can you let either of them slip any further? So Josh Allen is 30. Mahomes, you said, was 30, right?
Mm-hmm.
Allen already turned 30, though, this year. He just did, like a month ago. Man, what a year for Josh Allen. He's had his 30th birthday. He got married to Haley Steinfeld. Man, he's just kind of
really just comes down to how long do you think these guys can play? I think Mahomes' longevity is going to be a little bit longer than Allen's, just based on their play styles. Like, I think Mahomes could play till he's 40.
I think that's fair. I think Allen, though, has gotten to a point where, like, I don't know if that guy can ever get hurt. Just the way that he plays, and he hasn't got hurt. Like, Mahomes has gotten the injury now, which that was both of their cases for why you really never could pick one over the other, because they're both Iron Men. And Mahomes getting injured was a bit freaky as well, But
Allen should slow down at some point. I'm not saying that's going to happen soon, but like it's not going to. It's going to happen.
He's
before
not going to be able
35.
to do the like I'm going to try to get 3 extra yards here for no reason, trucking over guys.
Yeah.
Like whereas Mahomes kind of does the opposite, where he's really good at avoiding taking hits. Or do I go the other route and take another young quarterback? No, I'm going to take Josh Allen here. I have been a believer that Allen has passed Mahomes in the last year or so. So I'm going to stick with that and take Josh Allen.
You know, I'm starting to think we should just draft teams rather than represent a different GM every single time. Make an executive decision. What do you want to do?
I mean, that's not doing a redraft.
Okay,
then, right?
Then we'll just keep this going.
Well, if you want to do it that way, we can.
No, let's just do a redraft.
Okay.
Let's just do a redraft.
I think it is interesting.
It ends up being just one big board.
Yeah, that's basically what it is.
This is where I will jump in and take Mahomes. Mahomes goes 3.
Yeah. This is where stuff starts to get kind of a little bit tricky. I mean, not like a ton, but it just depends on how much do you think the teams are going to value the quarterbacks and the age of the quarterbacks, because you have, of course, the reigning MVP of the league, Matt Stafford. He still probably is a first-round pick, right? You're just going to accept the fact that, hey, he might not be on our team in 2 years, but he won the MVP, though, right? I'm not going to pick him here, but just throwing out some names.
I'd rather take Mendoza than
Mendoza or Stafford? Oh,
I mean, you're starting a franchise.
Oh, really? You're starting a franchise. That's a good point. Okay, so you have the guy that you love here, Caleb Williams, is in the mix. I'm certainly not going to be picking him, but he's in the mix, of course. Lamar Jackson.
Keep saying that. You say that a lot.
You literally love Caleb, bro.
I do not love Caleb.
I say that a lot.
I think he's going to be good. There's a difference between loving Caleb Williams and thinking someone's going to be good. I don't love him. I root on his demise. He plays for the Bears.
People of our YouTube chat, let me know what you think about Ben with Caleb Williams, because they like to say stuff about it sometimes too. Anyways, I won't be picking him. I still think there's too many good quarterbacks that are in their prime that you just have to pick here. You've got a Joe Burrow and Lamar Jackson that are each 29 years old. You've got a Justin Herbert who's 28 years old and already turned 28 this season. That's interesting. Is 1 year that big of an advantage to take Herbert over Lamar and Burrow? It's just 1 year.
It's a pretty big.
It kind of matters, though, right?
Yeah, it's a full season.
I think Justin Herbert goes 4th. He's already 28 as well. So, like, he's got a full year before he turns 29, whereas Burrow and Lamar are going to be 30. Screw it. I'm taking Justin Herbert.
Burrow and Lamar have both dealt with enough injuries for me to be
That's kind of why
kind of hesitant right here.
100%.
So I'll take Caleb Williams with the 5th overall pick.
Says he doesn't love Caleb Williams and drafts him.
Respecting and loving are two different things. I respect him.
Okay, that's fair. Okay, so then obviously it is probably going to be either Burrow or Lamar here. It would be pretty crazy if it wasn't. I think that in this spot, you just have to assume that last year Lamar Jackson was a fluke. You get the 6th pick. Do we think Lamar Jackson's the 6th best quarterback in the NFL? He's
no, but
20
that's not what this is.
Right,
know?
but that's what
He's
I'm saying.
older.
Like, but the team that's picking in this spot, I think, would be able to convince themselves of that. Like, we're kind of getting a steal here, hoping that last year was a fluke rather than start of something of a downfall for Lamar Jackson. So I will pick him here. We've already got one YouTube chat says Ben loves Caleb Williams.
Who's that from?
Jaden.
Jaden, you're dead to me. 7. I think this might be where I go off the quarterback train.
Really? This early? I didn't think it'd go inside the top 10.
I'll take Will Anderson here.
Whoa! Will Anderson?
Will Anderson. Will Anderson last year was a first-team All-Pro guy. He plays the most important position on the defensive side of the ball. And at the end of the day, Will Anderson is only 24 years old. He turns 25 in September. So you still have you still have 6 more years. You still have 5 more years of him before he turns 30. And Myles Garrett has shown us that you can still be in your prime 30, 31, 32 years old. After the season that Will Anderson had, anchoring the best defense in the NFL in my mind, I know Seattle ended up winning the Super Bowl, but I just thought the most intimidating defense to play against all year was the Texans. That was mostly because of Will Anderson. So I will take Will Anderson here.
I did not see that coming. I think
I
there
like
would
to
have
keep
been
you on your toes.
I think there would have been a different edge rusher that would have went in that spot instead of Will Anderson.
Garrett?
But maybe I'll take not Garrett. Micah Parsons is only 27 years old, just turned 27, freshly. That's all I'm saying, man.
Has a pretty daunting career injury.
Are we calling it that?
A torn ACL? Yeah.
Pretty daunting?
I would say anytime
Like, do we think it's, like, are we harmful of his career? Are we fearful that it's not going to work out?
No.
Okay.
But I would take the guy who's 3 years younger.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. I'll take Joe Burrow here. I think Burrow has lasted a little bit too long.
Okay.
Now I think it is actually the spot where the quarterbacks is really weird. Like, I don't know if this is all QBs anymore from this point.
No, I'll take...
Like, how much do you think Mendoza is valued? He was the first overall pick at the end of the day.
I think he goes somewhere in the first round here.
I think so, too.
I'm gonna take Jamar Chase.
I'm surprised you did take Chase. I would have taken Chase as well. I've just always thought that you were a Jefferson over Chase guy. I know there's
It's a year younger.
1 year age difference. Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. Obviously, the positions, if you're not going to take a quarterback, is going to be defensive, wide receiver, or tackle. Probably mainly, though, receiver and defensive end. This is where Micah Parsons would go. Micah Parsons, 10th overall pick.
Okay, Micah Parsons. I'll take...
Want to go each one more here?
Yeah, this is where I'll go with... How old is JSN?
I think that was going to be my next pick. He's pretty young.
Yeah, I'll take JSN
He's
here.
pretty young, yeah. How old was he?
24.
Yeah,
and he already turned 24. He turned 24 in February.
That's pretty good. Is there any way you go really off the board with a defensive player here, like an odd one? I don't really think so.
Can only go edge rusher right now.
I think so, too. How can Myles Garrett slide further? It's not like he's going to retire next year. Myles Garrett, 12th overall pick.
Okay. We're going to continue this draft at the end of the 10 o'clock hour. We'll try to get a full first round in and see how many quarterbacks go, all right? 989-837-6125. This is the Ben Bosscher Show live here on 100.9 The Mitt. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube to stay up to date on all of our latest stats, stories. There's some fun polls going on right now on our Facebook page. All right, we'll be right back with the Pistons topic when we come back.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9.
Heroes. This is Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt. WLUN, Pinconning Bay City, Saginaw, Midland.
All right, welcome back in. Got a lot of fun stuff coming up. We got Around the League at 10:15. We got a guest coming on at 10:30. Right now, I want to talk about the Pistons offseason. You know, a lot of people are comparing what the Knicks did and asking themselves, what can the Pistons do? The Knicks overpay OG Anunoby. That ends up paying off a couple of years later. They trade 5 first-round picks for Mikal Bridges. That ends up paying off years later, even though they got made fun of for a long time. And then the last thing they did was they swapped Julius Randle, distressed asset, for another distressed asset, Karl Anthony Towns, a couple of years later. That one pays off. So I think we all agree Cade's untouchable, of course. Why would you trade your franchise player? Is Ausar Thompson untouchable for these players, Kyle? Just give me a yes or no. And I have a feeling I'm going to know your answer on pretty much every single one of these. Ready?
Sure. Well, can I actually preface something really quickly? You're saying Ausar Thompson is in the trade package for these guys. This is not just like a one-for-one.
Correct.
Just wanted to double-check.
Kawhi Leonard.
Yes. Yes, he's untouchable.
Lauri Markkanen.
No.
Kevin Durant.
Yes.
Jamal Murray.
Yes.
Franz Wagner.
Of course, yes.
Trey Murphy.
Franz Wagner was good last year. I don't want to be mean.
He was great in the playoffs.
I love Trey Murphy. I want him bad. No way in hell you're trading him Ausar Thompson to get him. So, yes.
Michael Porter Jr.
Yes.
De'Aaron Fox.
If the Spurs want to throw 5 first-round picks with De'Aaron Fox for Ausar Thompson, then sure.
So the only player, it's not like I'm just saying random guys. Those are all guys that could potentially be moved at any point this offseason, and all of which are more than halfway decent fits with the Pistons.
Sure. Some of them are a little bit weirder, but you're right. I get what you're saying. Most of those guys as well, I would not do a one-for-one if the money worked out somehow, a one-for-one swap of Ausar Thompson for that guy, let alone have him in a trade package.
So Lauri Markkanen's the only one where you say, yeah, maybe Ausar Thompson does have to go in order for Lauri Markkanen to join this team. You get the 7-footer, because this is something that I'm going to be kind of hard about this offseason. Not even just this offseason, but going forward. Look what has been a cheat code in the NBA for the last 3 years. Last 6 finals teams. Karl Anthony Towns, 7-footer who can stretch the floor. Chet Holmgren, 7-footer who can stretch the floor. Wemby, 7-footer who can stretch the floor. Miles Turner, 6'11", stretch the floor. Kristaps Porzingis won a championship for the Celtics, stretches the floor. The Mavs with Derek Lively, he's 7'1". He's the only guy who cannot stretch the floor of the centers that got to the finals. Jokic, obviously, he's the unworldly. And then Bam Adebayo, who scored 81 points. He's only 6'9", but he stretches the floor.
Literally the GOAT, yeah.
Sure. Having a 7-footer who can space the floor both vertically and horizontally in terms of a shooting aspect and giving Cade room to operate is basically the most invaluable. It's a cheat code right now in the NBA. If you have these guys that can sit in the middle of the floor and stretch it and just finish around the rim, it is one of the most invaluable things you can have. And other than Nikola Jokic, it's not like in Wemby and Chet. There's a lot of these guys where it's like, it's not like these guys are on max deals where they're the superstar glue guys of their team or the superstar players that the team is built around. Look at the case of Miles Turner. Look at the case of Kristaps Porzingis. These guys are just players that get acquired, and it's almost like, oh yeah, we got to deal with this guy. And in the case of Kristaps, couldn't stay healthy. In the case of Cat, had such a bad playoff reputation. When you put these guys around the superstar players, you end up not having to rely upon them as much. And when they don't have to be the face of the franchise, hey, bail us out of every moment, that's where they end up being invaluable players. Lauri Markkanen is that next guy to me if he ends up on a good squad that's not Utah. If he ended up on the Pistons, he could make that difference immediately.
Yeah, a couple things there. Most of the names, if not every name you just said, was the center of their team, right? Markkanen would not be. Worth noting, of course, right? Like he's the 4 or maybe even the 3. He's the 3 of his own team right now.
I don't think he's built to be a 3.
He would be the 4. Yeah, it's a luxury lineup if he is your 3.
But
so
he also can play the 5.
Can he? Not ideal.
I think you can.
Not ideally.
You can have lineups where he is the 5.
Sure, it's not ideal though. But I get what you're saying. But that's like all of those names you just said were the starting centers, the starting big of their team.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the starting big of the Pistons is not a stretcher in Jalen Duren. And so I understand where this conversation is going as far as a Ausar Thompson, Jalen Duren thing. The reason why I said Ausar Thompson would not be untouchable in a Lauri Markkanen trade is, one, we have to be Pistons fans. We just have to remove our bias here a little bit. If you're the Utah Jazz, why in the hell would you trade Lauri Markkanen to the Pistons without Ausar Thompson being in the trade?
Because you get Jalen Duren and 3 firsts in 3
Why
seconds.
would they want Jalen Duren? You know, like
it's really the first.
If
that
I'm
you
the
get
Jazz,
attached.
give me Ausar Thompson. Like I'm at least asking. Lauri Markkanen was an unbelievable player last year for Utah, and he has been for most of his time in Utah. He had the one kind of sketchy season. It feels like every year he gets shut down at the end of the year. I know a lot of people are going to point to the games played and be like, it's kind of sketchy. Look at every Utah player's games played. Yeah, they shut everybody down the last couple years because they've been the tanking team. And so we have yet to see this version of Lauri Markkanen on a real good team, on a playoff caliber team, because the early version of Lauri Markkanen was not this. He was unleashed once he got to Utah.
Think about the teams that he's played for.
Yeah.
Post Cavs, LeBron, the Bulls, and Utah. Ugh.
It's pretty tough. Yeah, but the style of player that he is, like to your point, is extremely beneficial to have on a contending team, on any team, but of course one that is competing for a championship. A guy that can stretch the floor to his ability with just how huge he is. Like, it really can't be underestimated that he is a true 7-footer that moves pretty fluently on the wing. He's like a Kevin Durant style, like, size guy that moves the way that he does. Now, I'm not saying he's Kevin Durant, but
He just come screens and just let it rip for any the way that Klay Thompson's the best of all time at that. I would say, like,
he's
Lauri
a couple good
Markkanen for being
nicknames.
a 7-footer is a sniper right from behind the arc.
Yes.
Not a good 3-point shooter. A guy that if he's open, he's hitting it no matter what. That is how good of a 3-point shooter he is.
100%. And I think with this, throwing the Ausar Thompson stuff to this, it does have to be recognized. I love Ausar Thompson 100%. He's an amazing player. I wouldn't want to trade him for the world. But taking my Pistons fandom out of it, Lauri Markkanen is a much more advanced player than Ausar Thompson is. Like, we do have to just look at it like that sometimes. The value of those guys, you could argue that, but Lauri Markkanen, you replace him with Ausar Thompson last year, the Pistons are in the Eastern Conference Finals 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no doubt about it. And if it's as simple as that, whereas you ask the question for some of these other guys, a De'Aaron Fox, this or that, I don't think the same way. So, no, I don't think Ausar Thompson is untouchable because he's going to be asked for trade. I think it's going to be something that Trajan Langdon immediately hangs the phone up, right?
The only way I'm Ausar Thompson is I feel like the move is getting me to a finals. If I feel like the moves can help me win a championship, not be a piece, be the piece.
Because that's the goal.
You have to think about it from if you're Pistons, you got to think about it from Ausar standpoint too. Of what do this guy become? Right? What do we project him this year? 23 plus 9.4.
An unbelievable defensive season.
First all defense was for Depot. Just under 6 rebounds a game, 52 from the field, stocks a game. In the playoffs, it went to 8 points per game, rebounds per game. From the defense got even
Believe in the playoffs.
The world. Unrealistic. Ausar going to be a 15 point per game or 7 rebounds, 3.5. It's 50% from the field, and I'm not even asking him to be lights out 3-point shooter. But I am asking going forward, you have to be able, be willing to shoot threes. It's no longer acceptable. It's no longer acceptable for that guy to stand in the corner, catch a ball, the wide open, and just dribble somewhere else. You cannot reward defense for a lot. You can't bail defenses out for not leaving out. I'm not even asking you to be a 35% 3-point shooter, but you have to be willing to take them. No ifs, ands, and buts about it.
You know who's going to be more willing for him to take them?
Larry Markkinen.
Is the defense. Like, that's what they want. That's what the defense wants, is Ausar Thompson to take threes.
And you have to be comfortable enough shooting them to where once in a while, one of every 3 shots, one of every 4 shots, somewhere in between that, you can make them pay for it. And then they'll at least start to not respect you out there, but they're not just going to not even have a guy near you. You have to be willing to shoot the ball for the sake of the rest of the offense. And if that's not the case going into next year, then all of a sudden he does become a little bit less valuable to me. I still believe that can happen to some certain degree where he can be willing to shoot the ball, not be a lights-out shooter, but hit one.
Take 2 or 3 a game instead of once a week like last year.
It's bailing the defense out if you're just never going to learn to shoot a 3 and they don't even have to think to guard you out there. You got to make yourself somewhat of a threat.
Yeah. I do think, though, that like the value that Ausar Thompson does have, I would be extremely hesitant for it to be Ausar plus a ton of this stuff.
Correct.
For Lowry. You know, like if it's Ausar plus the first, and obviously you have to make the money. I mean, Markkinen is making a crazy contract, so you're going to have to figure that situation out as well.
I would be a little hesitant to trade him as well because he does just like have the buy-in. He fits. He's not selfish in any way, shape, or form on the basketball court.
Yeah, he's the ultimate competitor.
Ultimate competitor, high IQ, has flashed some pretty good passing abilities and just vision up and down the court in terms of like when he has the ball in his hands and the decision making. It's been just as bad sometimes, but
are we certain that this whole conversation is not just a Jalen Duren conversation instead? Because you listed out all of the names of the finals teams, and they were all stretch bigs, all stretch centers. And then we're talking about Ausar and Duren, you know, like if it makes it a lot tougher on the Pistons if both of those guys don't stretch the floor. We're sitting here talking about we feel Ausar Thompson is, for the most part, untouchable. Is the solution not just, hey, man, like if we don't think these guys can play together, why are we talking about trading Ausar Thompson then?
He has more value, first of all, even though he didn't just make an all-star and all-NBA team. And secondly, in a perfect world, I think the Cat trade, where you trade a distressed asset and Julius Randle and acquire a different one, is Jalen Duren. You move off of Jalen Duren and go find somebody else. But I also wonder if there's other teams that exist, other GMs, that are recognizing this 7-footer thing and asking themselves, why do we want to trade for a non-7-footer who can't stretch the floor and just crumbled in the playoffs? I think you have to attach picks to Jalen Duren right now to be able to move him.
Seriously?
Kinda.
Attach picks to a guy who just made an All-NBA team?
You also are assuming you're getting a star back, like a better player back.
Sure, and I don't know what situation that is, obviously.
Larry Markkinen.
The teams that would want Duren are probably just the Lakers and the Bulls.
And I don't, unless it's Austin Reeves, but I think that's ultimately a downgrade and a worse player.
And it's just because, then it gets really weird because both of those guys are free agents.
Doesn't it feel like right now the Pistons are in a way stuck with Jalen Duren?
It does. It does feel that way.
And he's still a good player. That's the downside about this that people fail to recognize. He's still a good player. It's just, at some point, I think that's the player that needs to be flipped. It's just, I don't think I mean, think about how long Cat was in Minnesota before they signed, or Julius Randle was in New York before they finally decide to, let's go acquire someone who has a reputation that he can't win, and then surround him with players who we think can win, and then it works.
Even though they didn't win a championship or anything, but
the Knicks?
Oh, I thought you were talking about Minnesota.
No, I flip the perspective.
Got it. Yeah, I mean, it's a fair point because Minnesota, and this is, I think, the route that the Pistons are going to take, and I agree with you in the fact that, okay, we understand that maybe Ausar Thompson and Jalen Duren can't really fit together for a championship to be won, but let's try other things first before we just blow this thing up without knowing. Like when Minnesota was like, you know what? Let's just go get the best defensive center in the history of the league and put him next to Karl Anthony Towns. Yeah. How about that? Sorry, you Bill Russell fans.
Wow. Wemby would like a word, too.
I obviously don't feel that way about Gobert. He just won 4 depoys or whatever. So they tried other things, before they eventually were like, okay, we've just reached a certain point now. And so that's what the Pistons need to do. Other things need to be tried before being like, you know what, Ausar, Duren, one of them's got to go. We got to figure this out.
Yeah, and first you got to pay Duren. You got to let him build up his value a little bit.
Pay Ausar too as well.
And the stars kind of have to align too to where you can find this other distressed asset. Maybe it's Larry Markkinen right now, but again, why would the Jazz do that? Another guy will pop up though.
Yeah.
At
Always,
some
they always
point where
do.
it's like, hey, man, do you want to swap our problems? And hopefully it works out. And obviously for the Knicks, it's worked out. But for the Timberwolves, I mean, they went to back-to-back conference finals with Julius Randle.
Yeah.
Like, it worked out
Even
for them
thinking
to a
about
degree,
that
too.
trade, like that is a very rare trade.
The win-win.
It was pre-CBA, not even the win-win, like all-star for all-star. That just doesn't really happen. Obviously, like AD Luka was that trade is in its own realm, but you just don't see that deal very often.
I don't think that deal is there for the Pistons this offseason to swap Duren unless it's Markkanen. And to your point, why would what are the Jazz doing with Jalen Duren? That's
Literally,
the only way
it's
it
not
works.
what they need. Yeah.
So I think the Pistons are, in a way, stuck with Jalen Duren for this upcoming year, which leads you to the Ausar Thompson conversation. And it sounds like the only way you would move off of Ausar is if you brought in Lauri Markkanen. And I think I agree with that.
Yeah. And I also don't even know if the Jazz want to trade Lauri Markkanen at this point,
Yeah, they might just, hey, let's just go have the biggest lineup in the history of the league.
which is pretty fun.
989-837-6125, 10 o'clock hour, brought to you by Aired Insurance. They understand not everyone's insurance needs are the same. They want to put you in a better position with your home, auto, life, or business coverage to make sure your protection actually fits your life. If you're looking for a team that takes the guesswork out of insurance, this is it. Be sure to go follow Aired Insurance on social media to stay connected and see how they are helping people every day.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky. Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
Okay, welcome back into the Ben Bosscher Show. It is Thursday. That's the new Friday. Let's take a trip around the league.
It's time to zoom out and go around the league.
So, are we today just like watching the PGA Tour for 10 minutes? That's us going around the PGA. Is that around the league today?
Yeah. All right, time out. We're just going to watch it. No, I'm just kidding. I can I say something about the Thursday, Friday thing, too? I genuinely think, you know how I say
About
Thursdays?
golf?
No, you know how
just
I
in
always
general?
say Thursday's the new Friday, and that's kind of like something I say. I do mean it in that I think the anticipation of it being Friday is better than it actually being Friday, which does lead me to believe that Thursday, knowing that Friday is tomorrow, actually is the best day.
You want to know what I think?
Tell me.
I think that is the best take you've ever had.
Yes. Let's go.
I've never agreed more. I've always thought Thursday is the best day just because it's like, oh, Friday is here. Because once you get to Friday, then you're like, oh, but Saturday's tomorrow. That's exciting. But you've already like fast forwarded it. You're not like soaking in the moment of it being Friday. You're too busy worrying about it being Saturday. And then by the time Saturday rolls around, you're like, oh, but now it's like.
Because on Thursday, you have 3 days off. It's not off, but like on Thursday,
you
you
don't
have
have 3
3
days
days ahead of yourself to look forward to. Friday
doesn't count, man. Friday's just its own little thing. Like, obviously, people still work on Friday, but I don't know. It's just, well, and it's a holiday for this week at least.
Correct.
But just in terms of Thursday, yeah. Thursday's the best day. It is. And Tuesday's the worst day.
I'm totally with you there, too.
Yeah.
Tuesday sucks.
Tuesday sucks. Monday is really not that bad. I honestly like a Monday maybe even more than a Wednesday.
Oh, really?
But
it's
at
like a
least
fresh start to the week.
Yeah, but at least Wednesday you're like, yeah, but Thursday's tomorrow.
And that's around the league.
When will when will Wednesday become the new Thursday?
Never.
That's what we'll
No,
find out.
it already
next.
happened when those Geico commercials were airing, and it was the hump
day?
Yeah, that was when Wednesday was actually the best because everyone was just going around.
Oh,
school
you don't know
going,
when Wednesday.
Hump day! That was like a whole month.
Anthony Bellino still does it every Wednesday.
Hump day?
Yeah, he rips a hump day. Okay, man. What is this, 2015? No, the best era of Wednesday is right now. Because on the Ben Bosscher Show, we do Big Win Wednesday.
That's correct. We'll also do around the league right now. I've got narratives from players and teams. Do we think that these players and teams can flip the script and change their narrative? This is from Eric at home, NFL.com. First one.
Oh, you don't have a quiz for me today.
No.
Thank God.
First one. Burrow stays healthy and the Bengals land back in the playoffs. They have missed 3 straight years, which is kind of crazy to say out loud.
Yeah.
They're 41-26 with Joe Burrow. They're 5-12 without Joe Burrow. He only played in 8 games last year and took 17 total sacks in those games. So he's taking more than 2 sacks a game. Honestly, that's not as bad as I thought.
I was just going to say, it's really not that bad. 2 sacks a game, like, not terrible.
They bring in Sexy Dexy.
Yeah.
I think if you're going to make the case that they're going to be in the playoffs, you have to tell me the teams that are going to miss the playoffs from the AFC.
Sure.
And I think the teams that are most likely to miss the playoffs that were playoff teams last year is Denver, Pittsburgh, and maybe the Patriots, depending on how bad.
Jacksonville. One of Jacksonville or Houston, I'm cool with picking.
I don't know. I think they both might be good. I think Kansas City gets one of those spots. I think I'm coin flipping the Bengals and Ravens. I think I'd just be more comfortable betting on the Ravens. So I'm going to say no, the Bengals do not make the playoffs.
I am all in on this take. I've been pretty confident, not confident, but I've been pretty adamant about hey, Joe Burrow, Dak Prescott, they just kind of do this thing, man. It's the every other year thing. And I know the every other year thing for Burrow hasn't been like making the playoffs every other year, but it's been staying healthy every other year. Played in 17 games in 2024, 8 last year. I think the every other year stuff with Burrow hits this year. They're good. He has an amazing season. I think they're in the playoffs as a wild card. It'll be like their team still isn't that great.
So you think there's going to be 2 teams from the North?
Yeah, I think Ravens, Bengals. Steelers will not make it this year. Mike Tomlin's gone. They can't go 500.
So 2 teams from the North, 2 teams from the West.
You want to know a weird one? I don't know if you
Do
have
you
any.
think there's 2 teams from the East or 2 teams from?
No, the South is not getting 2 this year. South will not get 2.
I thought there was good signs from both of those squads last year.
I think the Jags are going to have some major regression here. I don't know if there's a Browns one in here, but yesterday on my drive back, Colin, he's like all in on the Browns.
Say that again. What? Why?
He's like, I'm smashing their over. I'm going alt wins for the Browns, like 8
What,
wins.
does he believe in Shador?
He's like, their team outside of quarterback is pretty good.
You mean the most important spot on the roster?
I just did not expect that take. Like, he's gassing up the Browns right now.
When you zag,
they just traded Myles Garrett, dude. Their only good player. Like, what are we talking about?
That's an asinine take.
Yeah.
The second one, Stroud will shred the bust risk label and reemerge as a top 10 quarterback. Stroll down memory lane. Texans started 0-3 last year. Stroud gets hurt, and Davis Mills brings them back to 500, revitalizes their season. This is the best weapons he's ever had around him. David Montgomery, Nico Collins, Dalton Schultz. He only turns 25.
Is Tank Dell ever going to play again? Maybe?
Potentially. You know he's only 24 right now?
And we didn't pick him in our redraft yet.
I'm going to say yes. I think he rides the back of a top 10 defense, maybe closer to a top 5, top 3 defense in the league. I think he leads the Texans to a divisional title. I don't think he has to play this lights-out brand of himself and put up these ungodly numbers. He just has to run the system and rely on his defense, and sometimes that is A-okay to do as a quarterback. Yeah, I do think he sneakily comes back into a top 10 player in the sport at that position. I just can't quit on what I saw from him his rookie season. I can't do it. I'll die on the hill.
That's my answer. I don't think so. I think Stroud is done. I think last year was his chance to do it, and I think the Texans fall off this year. I'm not high on them. I think they are a team that has a fall off this season.
How with that defense?
The defense was great last year too,
and they won a playoff game.
Yeah, but they played against the Steelers.
Touche, my friend. Number 3, Saints. Shook will be viewed as the best quarterback from the 2025 class by the end of the season. Go ahead and hit the buzzer for me, because this is how I feel about this
one.
Yeah. No, not that one.
Oh, that one.
No, this is Cam Ward still to me. Cam Ward gets Carnell Tate. One thing we know in this league, you have to have a number 1 receiver. You do not get to succeed as a quarterback without a number 1 receiver. I think them landing Carnell Tate is that for Cam Ward, who got better at the end of last season. By the way, 7-6 touchdown to interception ratio in the first 12 weeks of the season. He just wasn't finding the end zone. Last 5 weeks, 8-1 touchdown to interception ratio. So I still think this is going to be Cam Ward. I think he went number 1 overall for a reason. I'm not just going to punt on that, even though Shook down the stretch of last year played at a very high level.
Yeah, I think Shook is the future quarterback of the Saints, but I don't think he'll be the best from the class. I think both things can be true. I'm with you that it'll be Ward. But who are the other options from that class?
Jackson Dart.
Dylan
Gabriel, Shador Sanders.
I mainly just didn't want to say Dart in case John was listening, because it would have been funny to forget him.
Well,
Just
speaking of
that
Jackson
guy.
Dart.
Yeah. Okay, whatever this is, I'm going anti-Giants because it's been too good for New York. But let's hear it.
Giants become consistent winner starting this season. Yeah, I'm out on this one too. They've made the playoffs twice in the last 15 years. They have failed to win 7 games 3 seasons in a row. I am hesitant on Malik Neighbors' health. I think it's weird and somewhat of an odd sign that they brought in all those veterans, including Odell. I'm hesitant to believe in Cam Scatterbo. I think he's in an undercard of a Jake Paul fight in 3 years' time. And I'm hesitant on Jackson Dart, too.
He might just be the one fighting Jake Paul.
It's true. He's crazy enough to do it.
That is funny.
And I think Jackson Dart, it's a personality issue just as much as it is a scheme issue. I question the leadership skills. I question if he's in it for his own glory, his own fame. Doesn't really seem like a foxhole guy. So there's just a lot of things to be hesitant about with this New York Giants football team.
What's the actual question?
Can they become a consistent winner starting this season? Basically what Harbaugh did in Baltimore for so long, even dating back before Lamar.
Maybe this is how I feel.
No.
Yeah, I say no.
All right, last one. Travis Hunter will emerge more on one side of the ball. This seems like an obvious yes.
Yeah, hasn't that already been confirmed? And
there's been some
defense?
not controversial, but conflicting quotes about how they're going to use him. First, they said it was going to be more on defense, and they said they still want to use him on offense.
Sure.
So it's kind of unclear right now. Unfortunately, I think he's destined to be like Coach Prime and play
and you say unfortunately because you don't happen to own him in a dynasty league, do you?
I owned him in 2. Now I only owned him in 1. How about this, dude? When I went down to Texas, JT offered me a 2nd-round pick for him straight up.
And you didn't accept it?
I didn't accept it.
Why wouldn't you?
Because I want to see. I still believe. I still believe he can be used on offense.
And a free second-round pick. That's tough.
They have Parker Washington. They have Jacoby Myers. They have BTJ. In theory, that's a pretty strong receiving core.
Yeah.
I think he's still involved in the offense, maybe even special teams, but I think he just ends up being their corner. And I think it's telling that they didn't draft a corner, and they only acquired one corner in free agency, a guy who played 3 snaps in total last year. Yeah, sounds like Travis Hunter's going to be the starting corner next year. Shame. 989-837-6125. Let's talk about a special birthday coming up when we come back. And I have Matt Smith on from Modern Realty to go over it. It's the Ben Bosscher Show live here on 100.9 The Mid.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair.
It's the Ben Bosscher Show live here on the Mint. Matt Smith, Modern Realty, normally here to talk about realty, what's going on in the region, but America's 250 coming up, and Midland's got a nice celebration to have, to be partnered with, and you've been kind of the head of building what that looks like here for basically since before January even rolled around. You said November is when you started planning this, what it's going to look like. Now we are 2 weeks away. What do you got for us? What's going to happen in Midland in a couple weeks to celebrate?
Yeah, thanks, Ben. What an honor it is to be part of this for the community. There's been a few times over the last couple months that I've grumbled a little bit about the stress and the toll that it's taken putting this on. But, you know, when you step back and think about it, it's really cool to be a part of this and to make sure that we do something fitting of 250 years of our country's heritage and history.
How much time have you spent into building what this is going to look like since, what would that be, 6, 8 months?
Man, I'm going to guess I probably spend at least a minimum 10, 15 hours a week. You know, the grant writing process, that was something I'd never done before. Learned a lot about how to write grants, all the things that go into that. Then the coordination of all the moving parts, making sure that, you know, we're coordinating with Chris Munhank and the Loons here as we're using, you know, part of the outside of the stadium, Marcy Post and Jacob Kane and those guys from the city of Midland, Dustin Newmeyer and Three Rivers Construction, McKay Press. I mean, there's just been so many people that have come together to make this happen that I'm really excited for it, and I'm really hopeful that as many people as possible can get down and see what it is that we've put together.
Well, do you want to give a little sneak peek as to what that's going to look like 4th of July weekend?
Yeah, I'd love to. So we were able to work with McKay Press to get a 50-foot tall Declaration of Independence made. So if you think about this, one of the goals was to make this thing larger than life, to make, you know, how do you do something that is, you know, significant enough for 250 years? And we kind of had a dream of this massive Declaration of Independence, but we had no idea whether somebody could make it. And McKay Press said, "Heck yes, we can make this thing." So then, of course, we had to shift into how do we display it? You know, how do we put this thing up? It's 50 foot tall. It's made out of vinyl. It's a gigantic sail, right? So reached out to Three Rivers Construction, and they figured out how to hoist that with a crane. And how to do that safely. And then the bottom 10-foot by 10-foot section of that will be open for the community to come down, see the document, look at the document, kind of embrace it, and then pick up a Sharpie and put their name on it. So the goal there is to get thousands and thousands of signatures from our community members, just people signifying the importance of the document and just really reaffirming that it is our document for all of us.
That's Friday night right outside of Three Rivers downtown?
It's going to be right out here at the corner of State and Main.
Oh, okay.
So right at the corner of State and Main is where they're going to park the crane, hoist this up. And it's going to go up actually like late morning, lunchtime on Friday, July 3rd, because we want to try to capture as many people as possible that may be going out of town for the 4th,
right,
with the 4th being on Saturday. Now, that's going to be up so people can come down. We've got some security guards that'll be down there. We'll have boxes of Sharpies, and people can come down on their own, see it, sign it, take a selfie, hashtag America's 250 Midland, you know, and kind of get the word out and kind of, you know, have some cool family pictures like that with that. And then on Saturday at 3 o'clock is when our event formally kicks off. So that'll kick off with music from the Chemical City Band. And then I'll be doing some historical context, some Thomas Jefferson stuff, and you know how the Declaration of Independence came to be. And then we're going to have a community reading of the Declaration of Independence, and we're putting together a group of 22, 23 people that are the complete makeup of our community. We're talking city, county, Coleman, Sanford, Bullet Creek. We're talking young, we're talking old, we're talking from the political realm, from the Pastor Wally Mayton will be there, folks from St. Bridget's, from all of the high schools. I mean, there will be even Saginaw Indian Chippewa tribe. We want this to be the stakeholders from our community and the people who have been the stakeholders in this community for 250 years.
And that's all happening on Saturday.
It's all happening on Saturday.
Right downtown?
Right downtown.
Perfect.
Corner of State and Main. And trust me, Ben, you will not be able to miss it. When you get down here and when you get in this area and you see a 50-foot Declaration of Independence, you'll know you're in the right spot.
It's going to be kind of hard to miss that one.
It's going to be hard to miss that one.
What type of music is going to be being played?
Yeah, so Chemical City Band, I know they're going to open with fanfare. I'm not a music expert by any stretch. What they've said is, we have a bunch of patriotic pieces that they'll play. So what that list looks like, I'm not 100% sure. But after we do the reading of the Declaration of Independence, we have Gretchen Shope, 2024 Dow High graduate. She will be singing the national anthem for us. And for people that aren't familiar with her, when she graduated, she won a national award as high school vocalist of the year. And then she immediately left Midland, went on tour all over the country. Thankfully, she's going to be back in Michigan for the 4th of July, and she has graciously said she will come down and do the national anthem for us, so it's going to be pretty awesome.
What part of the event are you the most looking forward to right now?
I'm most looking forward to people seeing the document and picking up a Sharpie and putting their name on it. Because I believe that when you sign something, when you put your name to something, there's a logical connection to what you're affirming with that signature. And the long term behind this is Jay and I from the Midland, we're working on a plan to, when we bring this down, we're going to time capsule it in the basement of the city so that it can be brought out at the 300-year celebration. And so that the community at 300 years can see what we did at 250, and they can see all of the community members that reaffirmed their belief in the Declaration of Independence and signed it at that point.
That's awesome. Well,
Yeah.
Congratulations on getting this whole event together and finally seeing it, all the hard work pay off here in a couple of weeks. Still a couple of weeks away, but yeah, that's a really, sounds like you put a lot of effort into this. So I'm sure it's getting to the point where you're starting to feel pretty rewarded for it, and you will feel that way in a couple of weeks.
I will feel really rewarded on July 5th.
And maybe a little relieved too.
And a little relieved.
Yeah.
And a little relieved.
Matt Smith, you guys mostly know him from Modern Realty, but gracious enough to put on this America's 250 event happening the 3rd and the 4th, right on the corner of State and Main, downtown Midland. We appreciate you stopping by to let everyone know about that. If you're interested, free to go, right?
Absolutely.
Of course
free
it
to go.
is. Why wouldn't it be?
Yep. It's free to go. And you can go to the Great Lakes Bay Veterans Coalition Facebook page. There is an event on there, so you can go to the event. You can see more details about it. You can click attending. You can share it. That's what we ask is people, even if you can't attend, if you're going to be out of town for the 4th, share this out. Let people know what's going on so we can get together as a community.
There you go. All right, 989-837-6125. Matt, we appreciate you for stopping by. As always, Kyle, I didn't know about you. Matt, I don't know about you. I'm getting kind of hungry. I feel like the perfect pick-me-up here on a Thursday where it's a little rainy outside is Pizza Baker downtown Midland. I always go with the banana-roni, pepperoni, banana peppers. It's got that wood fire, crisp pizza that you just can't really get anywhere else. Crispy bottom. It's not burnt, though, Matt. It's that perfect level of pizza. You stop by Pizza Baker sometimes?
Absolutely.
Best pizza in town, right?
I remember when they first came to town, and we were like, wow, Midland's never had something like that. It was totally, completely new to everyone in this area to have that real wood-fired pizza experience.
Just enough to fill you up, not enough to slow you down. That's Pizza Baker, downtown Midland. Stop by today. Tell them 100.9 The Mitt sent you.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9.
All right, welcome back in. Let's continue our draft, Kyle. Let's try to get through the first round. So let's just fly through these. Recap. NFL redraft, first overall pick, Drake May, then Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, Caleb Williams, Lamar Jackson, Will Anderson, first defensive player off the board, Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, Micah Parsons, JSN, and then Myles Garrett is where we left off. I'm the odds, so it's my pick. Give me Puka.
Puka Nacua.
I was a Puka denier for the longest time. Can't do it anymore.
I know you actually. I always forget that you never were a big Puka guy.
I just didn't think the way he played was sustainable, but then it just has been. So
right. Okay. I need to pull up the teams once again. How are you doing this as far as looking at players? By the way, are you just like thinking off the top of your head?
yeah, I just know ball like that.
Yep, my bad for asking. I'm going to take a guy that is still flying under the radar. He's super inexperienced in the league. I don't want to say super young. It's not like he's the youngest guy of all time. I'm going to take Jaden Daniels. I think that we're just not going to sit here and be like, oh, Jaden Daniels was injured for 1 year. Give me Jaden Daniels, man.
It's a good pick. Good value pick.
Yeah, I like Jaden Daniels still. I think there's a couple other quarterbacks here that I'm going to go on another QB run, I think. There's some guys that I think just fit the timeline.
I'm thinking about doing something kind of crazy.
Okay.
But I'm not going to. See, I say we got to hurry through this, but then I care about making the right pick too much.
I can't really hurry through this.
Maybe we can finish it a little bit later on too.
I've got my next pick. Maybe I don't.
I'll take Aiden Hutchinson.
Ooh. Aiden Hutchinson.
Yeah.
Does any edge rusher defensive player get drafted?
I think there's a
couple. Like a Pat Surtain, maybe?
I think there's a couple fine ones.
A couple in there. Kyle Hamilton even, like just a very premium position, but like... Okay, I'm stuck between two quarterbacks here. I have convinced myself Matt Stafford goes in the first round. Like a team, you just get Matt Stafford for 2 years. You'll figure out the rest later. Like teams are still going to be trying to win the Super Bowl, right?
Sure.
However, I'm not going to take him here. I'm taking a different guy in the same division and not the guy who won the Super Bowl. Brock Purdy's 26 years old.
That's a good pick.
Give me Brock Purdy.
You know what? Right now, I'll take Trevor Lawrence. I would have taken Trevor Lawrence ahead of Brock.
Really? You would have?
Yeah.
I was thinking about Trevor Lawrence as well. I just like Purdy more, man. I just do.
Back to you, my friend.
Then I'm gonna put the pressure right back on you. I think Matt Stafford goes here. I just think he's too good. He won the MVP, man. He's got at least 2 years left of him of good ball. You can't just pass up on that.
I'll do polar opposite flip and take Cam Ward.
Wow. Cam Ward.
Mm-hmm.
The youngest guy on this list drafted so far.
For sure.
Okay.
And I think it's totally reasonable to take Mendoza at any point here too. And I don't know how many other quarterbacks are going to go. I think we're at the point where you might want to start just taking.
I just still think a guy like
players.
I still think a guy like Goff and Stroud to just like get drafted though. Dak Prescott, like they're too good. It's the quarterback position. Like
let's keep rolling then.
I know, but I'm thinking now I'm the guy who's stuck in a tough spot here. There's a guy who has really fallen down this list that I am a little still surprised he hasn't got picked. So I'll do it here. The quarterback run kind of screwed us. Justin Jefferson.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'll take Justin Jefferson here at pick 20.
Okay, watch this.
Yep, I'm watching.
I'll do the first one of this position off the board. I'll take Penei Sewell.
Yeah, I just figured that was coming at some point. Make your case.
He's
Why
the best
Penei Sewell?
offensive tackle in football.
It's a good case.
He's on track to be the greatest offensive lineman of all time, and that's not even hyperbole. Consider when you just look at the first team All-Pros. He's got 3 of them already. He's 25 years old. Only other guys that have done that, Anthony Muniz, who is the most offensive tackle first team All-Pros ever. So I feel pretty comfortable with that one. Protect the quarterback.
It's a good point.
A couple of the receivers that could go now.
I know. I'm in the receiver range right now. It's just hard because I am going to take a second here. I know that we said we want to go quick, but this one's hard. I'm going to take a second here. I know that we said we want to go quick, but this one's hard. I am going to take a second here. I know that we said we want to go quick, but this one's hard. I am going to take a second here. I know that we said we want to go quick, but this one's hard. I just hard because like a St. Brown, like who goes first, St. Brown or Goff? Goff just has to. Like just from the position that he plays, right? That's the way I feel. Does a running back even get drafted?
I wouldn't touch a
Like
running back
Bajan
here.
and Gibbs just feels a little bit crazy.
I'm good.
You've still got guys like CeeDee Lamb who is in the mix. Some younger guys as well. Malik Neighbors, but the injury stuff with him. Like Neighbors would feel like an obvious pick without the injury. How premium of a position is the tight end spot? I don't necessarily know. I'm going to go back to the quarterback here. We're going to go back-to-back Lions. Give me Jared Goff.
Wow.
Jared Goff, he goes in the first year. He just does. He's not that old.
You know who else is not that old? Max Crosby. He's 28.
I was
Give me
thinking about
Max
him.
Crosby.
I probably should have taken him over Goff, yeah.
Younger than I thought.
Okay, I think I'm going to be the first as well to go to a position that has yet to be drafted as well. And from the defensive side, former Defensive Player of the Year, Pat Surtain, he's 26, turned 26 this year. That will be my next pick.
I'll rip another defensive player. I think this might be it for any non-edge rushers.
This
might
will be
just
the last
be it
pick.
overall. I'll go with Kyle Hamilton. We can continue this later on in the show, too.
Yeah, this will just be the last pick for now.
All right, 989-837-6125. This is the Ben Bosscher Show, live here on 100.9 The Mitt. When the seasons change, Maple Hill Nursery is hard at work for you. They offer professional snow plowing in the winter, spring and fall cleanup, mowing services for this summer, from winter to spring, and everything in between. Maple Hill Nursery is your all-season lawn and landscape partner right here in Midland. It's the Ben Bosscher Show live here on the Mitt. We'll be back with the 11 o'clock hour. Want to work a little Tigers, want to work a little Pistons as we wrap things up here this week. It's the Ben Bosscher Show.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building.
This is Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt. WLUN, Pinconning Bay City, Saginaw, Midland.
All right, welcome back in. It's the Ben Bosscher Show. We are live here on 100.9 The Mitt. I am on board. Kyle's on board with a full fire sale for the Detroit Tigers. This is not just a Tarek Skubal thing anymore. This is a who are we not trading, more so who are we trading? Gleyber Torres, goodbye. Thank you. Like, genuinely, thank you for all that you've done. You've been a great addition to this team.
It's probably been Scott Harris's best move. Right? Maybe that's a whole nother topic we could do another day, like once Scott Harris is eventually fired. But
you mean in 2035?
But like, is the signing of Gleyber Torres and then the re-signing potentially based off what they get for him at a trade as well? It might be his best move as a GM.
Yeah, I think
unless
it
we're
is.
not counting draft. I mean, drafting Kevin McGonigal is best actual acquisition of a player.
Yeah, I don't even think it's up for debate.
I think it's
right?
for sure Gleyber. Yeah.
Yeah. So
thanks for that.
thank you for everything, Gleyber Torres. I wish you the best of luck on whatever World Series contending team you're going to be playing on in August, but you'll be gone. Tarek Skubal, hopefully that is used as a kickstart to whatever the future of this franchise looks like. He'll be gone. I've accepted it. And the reason we're talking about this now is Tigers blow all the momentum that they built up for the first 10 days of June where they went 7-2. All that right out the door with a 1-4 road trip. 1-4 road trip. Yeah. The rain postponement against Cleveland's really throwing me off.
They would have lost. You could say 1-5. I would believe
we just
you.
don't beat Cleveland.
They would have lost to them.
So
Cleveland.
There's that. There's the fact that they've lost all momentum. There's the fact that they're now re-injured up again. Wenzel Perez hit himself in the face with a silly band. We've got Jack Flaherty now on IL. We've got Gleyber Torres back on IL with the oblique injury. So, like, as soon as they get healthy, it's just like, that was fun for 3 days. Verlander coming back and having some quotes. It's like, yeah, I don't know if I can stay healthy. Oh, sick.
AJ Hinch being like, yeah, I don't really think he's ready to go. All of a sudden, he's in the rotation again. All
yeah,
right.
and their quote was just like, well, there's no point in waiting anymore.
Oh,
sweet.
Sound really confident.
Yeah. So, no, I don't really think there's any chance the Tigers are bouncing back in any way. So, yeah, goodbye Torres, goodbye Skubal. Casey's the only one I'd have a really long meeting about in terms of, can we go to Casey right now and his agent and say, we want you to be back. We want to sign a deal. We just have to work out the number. Let's say it's between these two numbers, and let's just under the table shake hands, a mutual agreement that we're going to bring you back. If that's the case and you can work out something to where there's a wink, wink, we're bringing you back deal as soon as we can, then I would probably keep Casey Mize. If that's not something that's on the table, goodbye Casey Mize too. Jack Flaherty, if there's any sort of value there, if he can come back and start pitching well again, the K's to 9 thing was pretty good. Okay, then trade Jack Flaherty as well. Somebody will trade for Kenley Jansen. Somebody might trade for Jake Rogers if you need a backup catcher.
Somebody is probably going to trade for Drew Anderson. Like, as dumb as that sounds, he had him ranked pretty high. Passan did on his ranking.
He's been pitching well.
He's a long reliever, you know.
Doesn't a Zach McKinstry fit for a playoff team too?
Sure. Throw him in. Like,
Zach McKinstry's a great ad for a playoff team.
This is what I feel, man. I think you literally trade everyone. Like, trade everyone that you can. Obviously, you don't trade Green, McGonigal, Dingler, Key. You don't trade the core. But, like, anybody that you really don't believe is a part of the next version of the Tigers, trade all of them.
Yes.
Get them all off the team, because what this team is desperately in need of is a full-bore reset. The Tarek Skubal window is closed. It's been slammed shut. We now enter into the Kevin McGonigal era.
Ooh.
And so you have to start things off differently. It can't be the same. Get rid of everybody that was a part of that old regime, because going forward into the Kevin McGonigal era, that's about all you've got prospect-wise. You know, unless you really are high on Max Clark, you think he's going to be a superstar. I don't know yet. We obviously haven't seen him. The second Max Clark gets kicked off of that ranking list and goes to the major leagues, the Tigers have 2 top 100 prospects, and their top one is number 43.
Yeah, there should be a goal this trade deadline to suddenly have the best farm system in baseball.
Or something like that.
Yeah,
or,
something close to.
Something close to, or maybe you get a guy that just left the prospect ranking that's in the big leagues now. Like that, it is a failed opportunity. As much as we want to sit here and complain about how this season has gone because it has gone rough. This could almost work out better than you convincing yourself that, we could be a playoff team. Let's not trade Tarek Skubal. Let's not trade everybody.
Limping into the playoffs and then losing everyone for nothing.
And then not getting a chance to reshape your future. This is that chance. This is almost a positive thing. It truly is. The Tigers suck. Okay, let's fix what is happening in the future of this team, the next regime of this squad. That all can be figured out at this deadline. Unfortunately, it's going to be made by the Scott Harris guy, who we don't love. But still, everybody should be traded. We don't need any old footprints of the Tarek Skubal era because it's over. And I love Skubal, but you have to take advantage of the opportunity that's in front of you.
What an incredible narrative spin to be half glass full about how this Tiger season has gone by you. I applaud that. That was incredible.
Right? I mean, but
you're 100% right. This is way better than them being 500 or a couple games above right now.
Even 5 games up and being like, I think we should we're not going to go crazy and buy, but let's keep this thing rolling into the playoffs. And then you lose in the divisional round, just like you did the last 2 years. And then we're sitting here without Tarek Skubal, without Casey Mize, without Gleyber Torres next year for nothing.
I think opportunity is the perfect word. The Tigers have an opportunity to go revamp what their farm system looks like, to go once again be one of the best farm systems in baseball, which I know people are probably thinking, well, farm systems don't win championships. I totally understand that. But guess what? What the Tigers have right now also doesn't win championships. And if they were winning games at a little bit better of a rate, you're losing Skubal, you're losing maybe Mize, you're losing Flaherty, you're losing Gleyber Torres for nothing. Nothing. Someone will be willing to pay a high price for Gleyber Torres. Someone will be willing to pay an astronomical price for Tarek Skubal. Oh, he's a rental, man. No one's paying for a rental. Yes, they are. Every draft pass and article that comes out is there are teams lining up to give massive packages for Tarek Skubal. Point blank period. So if the Tigers aren't able to pull something off, guess who we're blaming? Scott Harris. If there's teams ready to do it right now and the Tigers aren't able to finesse it, it's going to be Scott Harris's fault. This has almost been put on their plate to where you can't mess this up because there's so many teams that are going to be calling and he can just pick the best offer.
Yeah.
Yet I fear he's going to turn every single one of them down and continue to ask for more and more and more.
He turned it down.
Until it's August 2nd or August 3rd and the trade deadline's 2 hours away, and then he's just desperate and he has to move Skubal.
Right. And now
that's the big fear. This is a golden platter to restart and revamp your farm system. Somehow I feel like he's going to screw it up.
And now it's stretched on more, like the conversation we're having today. It's not just about the Skubal trade. You could fail this deadline by trading Skubal and then being like, we're going to hang on to Gleyber and Casey Mize and Jake Rogers and Jack Flair. Like, no.
What's the point of
trade
hanging
them
on
all,
to Gleyber?
Dude. Get rid of all of them. Trade every single guy. Like, there's just no point in having any of them. You just got to reset everything. And to the point of the future of not just the Tigers, the future of this league, of Major League Baseball, I would argue there's not a better time to have a hefty prospect pool than right now. Because with the uncertainty of how much money you're going to have to spend every offseason, whether that's you're going to have a cap on how much money you can spend or you're going to have a floor on how much money you can spend.
Or both.
Teams like the San Diego Padres can't just say F them prospects every deadline anymore. Right? And we don't care about the prospects don't win you championships. Well, for those teams, you can trade all your good prospects away to go get a guy to help you on a playoff run because they do it every single season. That might not be allowed after this year. So having a young prospect pool that you can build something with going forward when you don't know how much money you're going to spend, when you don't have teams like the Padres and the Dodgers really haven't made a huge prospect trade in a long time, so not them, but all of these other teams that just trade all their prospects away every year, that might not happen anymore. So in the final year that you could possibly do that for Tarek Skubal, you have to take advantage of it.
I'm with you. 989-837-6125. 11 o'clock hour is brought to you by Yiter Insurance. Life happens fast. And at Yiter Insurance Group, they're here to make sure you are covered every step of the way. Locally owned and trusted in Midland for decades, they treat you like family, not just another policy number. From home and auto to business and life insurance, Yiter is the right coverage for every stage of life. Their team makes insurance simple with expert advice and real people you can actually talk to. That's Yiter Insurance Group. We'll be there when you need us since 1940. Is this Detroit Piston untouchable? Plus, we'll finish out our NFL redraft when we come back here on The Ben Bosscher Show.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding.
All right, welcome back in. Kyle, let's finish up our NFL redraft. We are 25 picks in. You are up with 7 picks left.
Oh, okay. 26th pick of the MIT NFL redraft. Okay. Team Kyle Sandel selects, even though we're technically doing like 16 different GMs. So Kyle Hamilton was last pick. Pat Surtain, Max Crosby, a good amount of non-QBs off the board. What other QBs are still like valid to take?
I think Mendoza is.
Is like Jackson Dart and Tyler Shook?
If you want.
For you.
For you, yeah.
I think Darnold is. Like, as much as we crap on him, I think he's like in play
Darnold
here.
Is.
He's
Bo,
in. CJ Stroud is in play.
Nix.
Bo Nix is in play.
Maybe Dak, but kind of older.
Dak is like the best one, but he's pretty old now, right? Isn't he like 32 or 3?
Some idiot would tell you that Jordan Love is worth drafting here.
Dak is 32, turning 33 this year. I'll take Dak Prescott, actually. He's the best one. I mean, if I took Stafford, I'll take Dak.
Okay. I'm going to take Amon-Ra. He's fallen too far.
Ooh.
And guess what? Now, look how many receivers were named above Amon-Ra, or taken above Amon-Ra. Jamar Chase, Puka Nacua, Justin Jefferson, JSN. Yeah, he's going to be able to name all of them.
Oh,
Motivation.
I was wondering where you were going with this.
This is motivation for him.
He is going to be able to name all of them, yeah. Does another offensive lineman go?
I think he could. I think that's reasonable to take Wirfs.
It would almost feel a little bit disrespectful if he didn't go. So I'll take Tristan Wirfs.
All right, I'm going to just take guys that are fallen.
I still think there's at least a QB that's got to go. Like Baker Mayfield, maybe?
I'm not going to take him here. I'm going to take CeeDee Lamb.
I'm not going to take him.
CeeDee Lamb probably should have went higher.
Over St. Brown?
Yeah, simply because if
There's only 3 picks
another
left.
guy would have gone ahead of him. Do I only have
Am I allowed to take Ben Johnson?
one more pick? No.
Just to have him? Jordan is another QB that might play. Murray, if you still think he's... I think Arnold is the...
Rather than Bo Nix.
Arnold is the top guy, probably. I think that's quarterback-wise here. Maybe I'll save it for the 32nd. Make it the last one.
Yeah.
Hearn.
Yeah.
Fred Warner.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm just going to take him out.
Probably taking an off-ball linebacker
Right.
first.
And does it like Brock Bowers that value? You know, like
He's
hey
on
man,
my big board. I have 2
he's
guys
the
left.
tight end, and like I think Brock Bowers is that valuable. I'm doing it. Give me Brock Bowers.
I'm actually glad you took Brock Bowers here because then I wouldn't have to make a decision about who I'm taking here last pick. I'm taking another receiver. Take Collins. I think he's the most under.
Collins
I think
in
he's
the
the most
first round of an NFL redraft.
most underrated receiver in the entire NFL.
He's good, but like first round overtaking his quarterback, DJ Stroud over Nico Collins.
I'll take Nico Collins. I think he's fantastic.
Okay, so I'm pitching guys here. They're all going to be QBs. Sam Darnold, Mendoza in the mix here. I do think that DJ Stroud as well is in the mix. Those are probably the only back I'm talking about. Oh, Nick too. I'll Nick some. There was another guy, and I didn't write it. No, it was not quarterback. It was when I was thinking of like Fred Warner thing. It was a guy that I thought of that I just can't think of anymore. Dexter Lawrence is kind of a little bit like a defensive tackle, still a value position at the end of the day. He's very old.
I want to take a look.
I don't want to take a Lee McNeil.
TJ Watt, too old for your taste.
We got Electric Boogaloo Gang in the YouTube chat says Nico over Trey McBride is clinically insane. I'm not going to take
I think
Trey
there's
McBride.
only one tight end.
I think Bowers is the only tight end I would take. Yeah, but interesting. Travis Hunter, if he played both sides, maybe I would take him. Is there any other wide receivers we're forgetting about?
I don't think so.
Drake London is a guy. I'm not going to take him. I'm just thinking of guys. Yeah, I don't really think that. Malik Neighbors. The injury is the only part that I'm like a little, I don't know. Neighbors is the age thing really plays, but I will pass on him. I will show respect to the Super Bowl winning quarterback, Sam Darnold.
There you go, man.
He will be the 32nd pick in the MIT redraft of the NFL.
All right, so
Drake May went first.
Drake May went first in the redraft. Semi-controversial. There's my pick. I think it's pretty justifiable.
I think it's semi-controversial, though. I think that's a good way of describing it.
23 years old, just brought a team to a Super Bowl and finished runner-up in MVP. I'll take that guy to start my franchise with over Mahomes or Allen because those guys are on the wrong side of 30.
Yeah.
Josh Allen goes 2. Mahomes goes 3. Herbert goes 4. Caleb Williams goes 5. Lamar Jackson 6. Will Anderson 7. Joe Burrow 8. Jamar Chase 9. Micah Parsons 10. JSN, Myles Garrett, Puka Nacua, Jaden Daniels, Aiden Hutchinson. The Lions have the most draft picks here. I think they might.
Yeah, because Goff and Sewell are in here, too, and St. Brown. They got it, man. We got them all.
I'm telling you, dude, I think the Lions are the most underrated team in the NFL right now.
Here he goes.
I really do.
Here he goes.
Oh, the Rams, they won the offseason. They have the Myles Garrett and Matt Stafford. Guess what? I think we have a better roster, hands down. And that's not with both the safeties hurt. Jaden Daniels, Aiden Hutchinson, Brock Purdy, Trevor Lawrence, Stafford, Cam Ward, Justin Jefferson, Penei Sewell, Jared Goff, Max Crosby, Pat Surtain, Kyle Hamilton, Dak Prescott, Amon-Ra, Tristan Wirfs, CeeDee Lamb, Brock Bowers, Nico Collins. I think it's the most undervalued wide receiver in the league. He does everything well. Sam Darnold goes 32, the Super Bowl winning quarterback.
Bang.
What a list. Flip gears. The Pistons, we deemed earlier, it feels like they're almost stuck with Jalen Duren in a way. They're stuck with Jalen Duren in that, obviously, Jalen Duren is a good player. But no one's going to be willing to take him on right now because look at the trend that's going on in basketball. Every single one of the last 6 teams to make the finals that had any sort of chance of winning the finals has a 7-footer that can space the floor. That is important to have vertical and horizontal spacing, whether it's Karl Anthony Towns, Wemby, Chet last year, Miles Turner, not quite a 7-footer, 6'11", but certainly could stretch the floor. Kristaps Porzingis to throw in the middle of the paint. Derek Lively, the lone 7-footer who couldn't shoot, and then pitching him the years after that. There is, I guess there's 8 finals teams. There's an invaluable asset to bring these guys, not to be the senior team. Jokic and Wemby are the really only players the team was built around. But when you actually have these guys bring into and pieces to your lineup, all of a sudden you end up becoming the most deadly offensive teams in the NBA because of the lob threat and because of the ability to stretch the size. That is valuable in today's NBA. When you look at Duren, he doesn't have either. He's 6'9", 6'10", and doesn't stretch the floor. He does vertically from a pacing standpoint. Some pretty dramatic implosions offensively for the Pistons this year in the playoffs. So you're trying to move him. But every other team is recognizing the trend that is happening in the NBA. I'm not sure what other team is signing up to take on the Duren new contract. So in a way, the good player, you feel a little bit stuck.
Yeah, it's the current situation of the NBA. I think a lot of teams fall into this category, right? There's so many good players in the NBA, but with how the CBA is now set up, players are just, their money is more than they're actually worth, right? And Duren is going to fall into that category. There's a lot of players like that in the league where they are good players, they're all-stars, but the amount that you're paying them with the amount of restrictions that are given to a team now for paying their homegrown players, it almost makes them not worth it. And Duren is going to eventually, and when I say eventually, I mean probably within the next 2 or 3 weeks, be added into that group. Sadly, it's just how the NBA is right now, which is pretty unfortunate. And hopefully Ausar Thompson is not going to fall into that group as well as a guy we've been talking about all day. But yeah, I'm with you. I do think they feel a little bit trapped by Jalen Duren. Do you want to hear not to go completely off the board here, Trajan Langdon is doing his first offseason presser this morning.
It's already happened?
It's happened at 11, so it's currently happening, I think. It might be over by now. Do you want to hear a quote from him about the draft?
Yes.
Trajan Langdon says he's confident, this is from Amari Sankofa, by the way, says he's confident that they can find a good player with the 21st pick in the draft, and he thinks it's more likely the Pistons try to move up in the draft rather than down or out of the draft altogether.
I don't think they're trading down in the draft. That'd be
right, but it would
weird.
be just moving out of the draft.
To acquire, I think they're more likely to trade the pick
really?
than I do think they are to. Wait, say the quote again?
He thinks it's more likely to try to move up in the draft rather than down or out of the draft altogether.
And he's saying this based on Trajan's comments?
No,
Based on the
that
presser?
is what Trajan said. There's a video attached to it, obviously.
Why would you just tell people that right away?
I don't think that's that big of a deal.
You're saying I'm more likely to move up than trade out.
He says he thinks it's more likely to move up. Like they like the guys in this draft is basically what he's saying.
Or are you saying
Which
that?
you know what that means? It means that they really value the 21st pick, which could be upping the price of it.
Are you saying that, specifically to, hey, the guys right at 15, 16 are incredible. You can come grab this pick right now if you call. Like, is there some sort of mind games he's playing with the other GM in saying this, in that he's trying to make the 21st pick seem more valuable than it actually is?
That could be the case.
Because I don't know what the reasoning to be for just saying that openly. Like, yeah, we don't want to. We're more likely to move up.
Right. He also said this.
It
is
also,
from,
in a way, devalues the 21st pick because it's like, yeah, we don't like the guys that are at 21.
I think you're reading into this a little extreme.
Maybe.
I like the fact that they said they might trade up because I love a lot of the prospects in this draft. Hunter Patterson said Trajan Langdon says conversations to retain Jalen Duren and Ausar Thompson haven't gotten underway yet, but will soon. Another quote from that Langdon presser. Definitely going to have to check that out after the show.
Yeah, I'll be watching that. 989-837-6125, 11 o'clock hour, brought to you by Yiter Insurance. But nothing pairs better with a game day than an ice-cold Yingling. Whether you're locked in for kickoff, tip-off, or the final inning, it's got that crisp, smooth taste that just hits right. Kind of like your team when they're firing on all cylinders. Pistons hitting threes, Tigers hitting homers, Amon-Ra, J-Mo, both catching touchdowns. You need a Yingling to pair with that. It's one of those simple game day staples. You've got the crew, the TV's up loud, and something cold is in your hands, so you are all set. Another round of Yingling, and now it really does feel like a game day.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair. on 100.9 The Mid.
All right, Kyle, your time to shine once again. Please, without further ado, hit us with the news. No? What's going on? What's happening?
The Mets Morning Catch.
I turned it down. You know, I thought about doing the news and I decided.
I turned it down.
Yeah. Just kidding.
Okay, I'll
dude.
do it.
It's just a prank, dude.
My bad, dude.
It's just a prank, bro. Chill out. It's the news. The news won't be a prank. We don't give out fake news. It's all real news. So let's start off with a fake NBA rumor. Because Evan Sidery is dishing them out left and right. This one is interesting, though. It's something that we have been discussing. It's another Pistons-related thing.
I hate this guy, by the way.
I do hate this guy as well, but I have seen this from other people. Whatever. I'm not saying it's valid or anything, but I just mainly wanted to use it as a way to bring this up. The Pistons have recently been in contact with Malik Beasley's representatives on a potential return. There's mutual interest on Beasley returning to Detroit on a one-year deal. What do we think about this, man? I would love to have Malik Beasley back. It's certainly not going to be a long-term deal. It will be probably a vet minimum for the 1 year.
Yeah, what's that, like 2.7 right now?
Yeah, I don't know if he's even going to get, if he's going to be allowed to play. I think he will be, but there probably will still be an investigation the second he does officially return to the NBA on a deal. Why not is kind of the thing I'm thinking here, right?
I mean, when Beasley was last healthy, he was a top 10 three-point shooter for a season in the history of the league. No, there's not 10 players that have made more threes in a season than Malik Beasley. I think it'd be crazy to bring Malik Beasley back and expect that same sort of volume in percentage. Like, if that's going to be the case, I think they're setting themselves up for a little bit of a disappointment. I think there is a secondary, you can't rely on Malik Beasley as much as I necessarily thought you once could. That's all I'm saying.
Well, everything I just said, throw it out the window because we got Hunter Patterson throwing out a quote that says, Trajan Langdon says he and the Pistons haven't had any conversation with Malik Beasley.
This is why I hate Evan Sidery, man. Anybody that works for Kalshi or
Thank you, Hunter
Polymarket,
Patterson,
they can go to hell.
At least at least they can actually give us the real information there. Okay,
Evan Sidery just makes stuff up, dude. I swear to God.
I thought he used to be Bleacher Report. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm thinking of a different guy. But I don't even know what he's affiliated with.
It might be
nowadays,
a fake person. It might just be a fake bot.
It
from
could be a
Kalshi.
fake bot. Remember the one who was the fake bot and NFL guy, Dove Kleiman?
Yeah.
Yeah, literally a fake robot account. Okay, U.S. Open. Rory McIlroy was 2 under through the first 3. He bogeyed. He's 1 under through 5. Sam Burns, the lone leader. I have him in one of my parlays, so that makes me happy. He's 2 under through 6 so far. Scotty Scheffler,
No
I
longer
believe.
the lone leader, though.
Oh, really? Somebody just scored.
Aberg.
Ooh, Ludwig.
I
I always bet him to finish top 20 or top 10 because he'll never win. He's the worst Sunday performer on the PGA Tour, but he does pretty good the first 3 days. So shout out to Oberg. Scotty Scheffler through the first 3 is even so far.
I can't believe he got out of it. He was in the long rough.
Scotty was?
And he got out of it and hard.
It's so bad. I'm really excited to watch the rest of this tournament this week just because of the conditions, the weather. It's crazy windy. The greens are wild. Going to be some low scores, or I guess high scores, you could say. The winning score is probably going to be somewhere between like 3 and 5 under. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, Sam Burns and Ludwig Oberg are your leaders right now. Trae Young declined his option, his $48 million player option with the Washington Wizards to become a free agent. I saw everybody was like freaking out about this. He clearly just wants to sign a multi-year deal to stay in Washington. I understand that people are like, yeah, but he's not going to make $48 million. I don't really think that's what it's about. I think it's just about having the security of not having to play on a one-year deal going into free agency when the cap seems to be becoming more and more valuable. Each year we get deeper into this CBA. And then it was reported this morning that Trae Young plans to sign a multi-year extension with Washington. But an interesting story nonetheless.
Do you think a Darren Peterson draft pick could make Trae Young go, I've reconsidered if I want to come back here? Because he kind of,
No.
You're drafting someone to be the lead guard. Obviously, Trae Young's
I
one
don't
of the
think
more
Trae Young
ball-dominant
is in
guards.
that position anymore, though.
But he's still a ball-dominant player no matter what. And
Yeah, he is.
you don't get to play with Trae Young and have him on your team and him not be a ball-dominant player. So if you draft Peterson, all of a sudden Trae Young might be like, wait a minute. I don't know if this is It's for me.
It's valid. Peterson is technically a 2-guard. He can play next to a guard. I still think Peterson is going to be most successful as the point guard of a team, and that's why the Utah fit. I know Keontae George has had a great year or anything, but I think the ceiling of Peterson is still much higher. So the Washington should just take DeBonsa still, right? They should just take AJ. So we'll see what happens there.
Have you had any changes in your big board, your top 4?
No, I still feel the same way. I haven't really done a lot of the middle of the post top 4 yet.
Well, give me your top 4 in order.
I still would go in the same order of DeBonsa, Peterson, Boozer, Wilson. I think the Boozer stuff has almost gone too far. Boozer's going to be a good player. No, it's gone too far as but what's he going to be in the NBA?
I think it's
his ceiling. I think he's going to be good.
We went there and then we went even further the other way where it was why can't Boozer go 1? It's well,
he's not. But
I think Boozer's going to be a great player in the NBA. I just don't know if he'll ever be an MVP guy. And you're drafting the other guys with the hope that one day that.
Do you think Wilson could be an MVP guy though?
I think there's depoy potential with there. I know the defensive stuff in college wasn't great, but just his body type, his length, I think there's upside there where you don't even know what the ceiling is. Whereas Boozer, I feel like we kind of do. He's going to be a 22 and 10 guy.
But he's going to be good. Yeah, 100% will be good. And he has the mentality stuff already locked down. You don't have to worry about none of that, which is great. So we'll see. NBA draft is a week from today.
Is that right?
I think that, isn't it, or a week from, because it's Wednesday, Thursday now, I believe, since they had skipped it to 2 days. When is the NBA draft? Oh, no, the NBA draft is on a Monday, Tuesday this year? The NBA draft is next Monday?
It's this upcoming Monday.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Why is it it's always on a Thursday before. Wow, that's really weird.
Changing up everything.
Monday, Tuesday. All right, that spices up the show next week. Can we get an NBA trade? Me and Brad were talking about this last night.
He's going to get traded soon.
I am itching for an NBA trade. There has to be one this weekend. If we're not putting an NBA trade in the news on Monday, I'm going to be mad. That's all I got. Okay, more stuff. Did you see all this? The Knicks parade is today. Did you see the amount of police officers that are there to deploy the parade? Did you see the number?
No, I
need you to guess. Because John asked me, I guessed, and I was pretty far off.
10,000.
Okay, you nailed it. It's 10,000 police officers. Yes.
Bam!
It would have been funny if I was pranking you and it wasn't 10,000, but it is. Yeah, I just didn't think it'd be that many. That's so many police officers. That is a ridiculous amount. But I was talking to the Vicaris, and it sounds like there's going to be 1 million people at the Knicks parade. That's what they're projecting for. 1 million?
That's insane. It really is insane.
Unbelievable. Going to be excited to just see all the scenes that come out from that today in New York. Going to be one of the more wild parades that we've seen in quite some time.
I got one for you. Trajan Langdon apparently said the Pistons are not looking to give up many assets in the trade market this offseason. What are we doing? Why does every GM in this town just sit on their hands when every other team is trying to make... I'm not saying you got to go all in and trade every single pick and make this blockbuster. You got to do something, man. Go be aggressive and bring in guys. Or everything's going to be the same over and over again. There's not going to be enough shooting. There's not going to be enough spacing. You're going to try to do things around the edges. And all for what? At some point, you have to cash in on your picks.
Couldn't agree more.
Going to sit on his hands and do nothing. That's unacceptable.
Yeah. Let's take a look at the MLB standings while we're here. Tigers 30 and 44, 9 games back of the lead in the AL Central. They also are now 6 games back of a wild card spot. Rays, Guardians, Blue Jays own those 3 spots right now, with the Athletics tied with the Blue Jays for that final spot. As far as the division leaders go, it's the Yankees in the East, the White Sox still in the Central, who the Tigers play starting tomorrow. And then Seattle leads out in the West. As far as in the National League, why not show them some love? Braves, Brewers, Dodgers, probably going to be your leaders in the division the rest of the way as well. They've all got commanding leads. Ohtani did start yesterday for the Dodgers, and man, that ERA just continues to climb. He gave up 4 earned runs, Ben. His ERA is now at 1.7. Oh, man, it's so bad.
He had some knee soreness.
Yeah, sore knee, and he had a blister on his hand, I believe, too, which can't be good for pitching. He didn't hit in the game yesterday either. So, Caitlin Clark's getting a signature Nike sneaker, though. Did you see this? So her and Kate at the same time Is it both CC? Are they both going to be CC? I hope not. They got to figure out a way to differentiate those two since they're both going to be Nike. We'll close the news with this because I always like talking about this dumb hypothetical that seems like it's going to become a reality. Leaders of the college football playoff took a deeper dive into conversations about a 24-team field at a meeting Wednesday in Denver. But there are still more questions than answers about the logistics of what the expected field would look like if it began in 2027. They said there's been extensive conversations about 16 simply because it's closer to the number that they have right now, and they don't really know how they would operate in a 24-team field yet. But the fact that they're even talking about it is probably not a good sign.
What's the over-under on when it inevitably becomes a 24-team field?
I mean, it's either like next year or 28, like 27 or 28.
It's just happening.
Yeah.
And
I'd probably take the under. I bet it happens next year. There's too much buzz about it for it not to happen. Yeah.
What happened? What happened to the sport we love? We're going to go from 4 to 26 in a 5-year span. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. 989-837-6125. The Midland Area Community Foundation is dedicated to strengthening our community through generosity and connections, supporting local nonprofits, scholarships, and projects that make Midland a better place to live, work, and play. We'll get to our 3 traditions when we come back here on The Ben Bosscher Show.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building. built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Myth.
All right, we have 3 traditions to close out each and every show. The first tradition we have is something I like to call our lock of the day. I don't like this prank, dude. I don't know what's going on, but it's no longer funny.
Lock of the day.
You better lock it up. No, you lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up.
It's like you're denying the tradition.
All it is just a reminder to you that I'm in full control. You know,
there's something kinky about what you just said?
Okay, man. Do the lock of the day.
You're the one that started it. I don't know what to tell you. Yesterday it did not hit. Yesterday it did not hit. We took the Riley Green thing. I would have done the same thing and doubled down today, but the Tigers were not playing. A little bit of not an asterisk, but a hand up, my bad, for the lock of the day today. I was like, I'll do something with a U.S. Open. Smart, you know. I don't want to bet on a random baseball game. And then I told Kyle pre-show the lock of the day is going to be Rory McIlroy to have over 2.5 birdies today. I'm thinking this is Northern Ireland guy. He's used to playing in the mist, the wetness, the fog. He's going to come out and thrive in this. This is when he won the U.S. Open in 2011. Guess what Thursday was? A rainy day, a cloudy day, overcast. The course was damp, and he came out and crushed it on Thursday a couple of years, more than a couple of years ago, 15 years at this point. So I was like, yes, Rory's going to have another great day. It's like they're playing in Ireland. And I was right. He's already got 2 birdies on the day, so he needs 1 more. He's only through 6. The problem is you can't really bet this anymore, so...
Yeah,
I don't really know what it's about.
You just gotta take his word for it, though, that
I said it. Yeah,
that he said it, and I have the graphic made, so that would imply that yes, he did say this. I'll back him up. He did say this, but there's nothing you can't bet it now. So sorry for the people that tail the lock of the day every day. Hopefully you don't, because that wouldn't really work out for you.
It has this month,
very slightly, yes. So yeah.
It was minus 130. Do you want to give people an update as to what the month looks like, what the week looks like?
0.27 units up in the month of June after a loss yesterday. You're 1.3 units down on the week. With no lock of the day tomorrow, you are going to lose the week, even if this Rory McIlroy bet hits. 12.9 units down in 2026. So, I can't even really tail or fade this either.
No, not really.
Yeah, it's all right. We can give it a pass.
You can just tail it, thinking that he'll get 1 more birdie through 12 holes.
Yeah, but that feels wrong, and I'm always about what feels right.
Yeah. Pause. That is our lock of the day.
Lock of the day.
You better lock it up. No, you lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up.
If you're looking to move, you got to meet Matt Smith, Modern Realty, redefining real estate with a smart approach. Buying, selling, or investing, Matt Smith delivers personalized, tailored to you. Cutting-edge marketing, expertise, commitment to making your real estate experience as smooth and successful as possible. From cozy starter homes and luxury properties, they know how to find you. The team that combines innovation. No, that is Matt Smith, Modern Realty. Game of the day.
Game of the day.
It's not necessarily a game, but it's the U.S. Open. It's a little later, late start due to the inclement weather out in New York.
Yeah, you got some late tee time today, like 4:42 final tee time.
I think it qualifies
very late for any sort of PGA event.
Rory's Burns. So you've got Upberg, and then Rory, Koepka, Reed, Burns is at 1 or at -1. Sure, already at a +1. Great. Looking to close the
sorry, day 1 Scotty as well.
No, as well. Yeah, this is the thing that we've gone today. No Tigers, Pistons, no Red Wings, no Tigers, the Lions.
Yeah, no Tigers.
No Tigers. So I'm gonna go U.S. Open as our game of the day.
Game of the day.
If you're looking
Steve Nash and Chris Paul must see
if you're looking for steady hand when it comes to your future, Kevin Spencer at Jones right here. He takes the time to understand what matters most to you, helps build a strategy to get you there. Kevin Spencer at Edward Jones. Your goals deserve points. Personal. All right. Last tradition. Guessing Colin Hart opens with. Did either point yesterday?
You did a point yesterday.
Oh,
Yes. Messy lead. Yeah, messy lead. So you point 61-61 is now the score. We're tied again. Getting some points. Okay. We got someone in the YouTube chat saying the best thing on TV today is the World Cup on now.
Tomorrow.
World Cup on today, though.
Yeah, no, but when that'll be the game of the day.
Right, because you got the U.S. Open on today. Guys, all about the U.S.
I guess so.
Hey, my turn to go first. Go first today. I think there's going to be NBA lead baked in somewhere here. I think I'm going to go with the Cristiano Ronaldo lead, though. Yesterday was the Messi lead, and it was in a positive spin. Today is like, man, Ronaldo, World Cup, blah, 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 blah. It hasn't been going great. They had a draw yesterday. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with Ronaldo.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the New York Knicks parade. I'm just now seeing some pictures and videos of what it looks like there. I'm going to say it just means more in New York. These guys are cemented into history in that city. They'll never be forgotten. They are all legends in their own right. Brunson has become the greatest Knick ever. The parade has 1 million people there. I mean, it is shoulder to shoulder in Times Square. Yeah, that's what I'll be going with. Some of these videos are nuts. It's 7 a.m. and there's not a single person that lives in New York that's inside.
Oh, I can't believe that. I can't wait to look at all that. Maybe John's there.
I hope not. He has a baseball game to be called
He talked
tonight.
about going, man. He was looking at flights.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. That's going to do it for us today. We appreciate everybody for listening. No show tomorrow, Kyle. I offered you and Sarah doing a show together. I thought that would have been fun.
Yeah. I think I'd rather get a new job. I don't know how she heard that.
Oh, she heard it all right. Yes.
Just a joke, Sarah. I would do every show with you if I could.
Yeah.
Yeah,
for
I'm
sure.
not joking.
Appreciate everybody for listening. Like and subscribe on YouTube so you get notified every day when we go live at 9 a.m. We've got Facebook to stay up to date on all the latest graphs, stories, opinions, a bunch of different stuff on there. You can watch the show live from there too. A couple different polls going on right there now as well regarding what the Tigers should do at the deadline, regarding Jalen Duren and his future with the Pistons. We're giving you updates on the Trajan Langdon press conference as well. I feel like that's what we would be talking about tomorrow.
For sure.
It'd be like is Trajan
Overreacting.
Langdon doing the "we're good" thing with Brad Holmes? Is that what's happening right now?
Feels like it.
All right, 989-837-6125. Save the number on your phones. We will talk to you guys on Monday. Appreciate everyone. Yeah, have a good weekend. Go Scotty.
The Ben Bosscher